Yeah.
I have returned. Lydia and I are back from our ridiculous trip across the country because I went on the Joe Rogan podcast, in case you didn't know. And we've also upgraded the studio quite a bit. But for those who are not familiar, my name is Tim Pool. This is the TimcastIRL podcast. And joining me, as always, are my good friends.
What's up, everybody?
I can't go over there.
Oh, what? No camera? No, you
Hold
can't see me. Well, I'm here. Don't worry.
He's here. I hear
there
him.
we
There we
go.
go.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
I
How you
changed the names. I think that's going to affect it.
Oh,
well,
right.
we're gonna have some kinks because we just moved studios. We just rebuilt basically the other studio to this new spot, which you really actually can't see. It kind of looks the same, but it's much different. It's much bigger in here. It's great. So,
So we got.
That's
Should we jump to the
yeah, show them the jam spot.
I
Look,
can-
look, we
oh,
got
sweet.
an official jam session
Casting couch.
section.
Oh, no.
Casting
Not
couch.
the casting couch.
It's not a casting couch.
No.
Yeah, that's the jam spot. So just in case we need to jam after the show, we can now do it with ease and have a spot. It's pretty great. So
Yeah, man.
yeah. But good to have you guys. Thanks for everyone who stuck with me at TimcastIRL while they were gone.
Yeah, man. Holding down the fort.
You might have to use the other monitor
Oh yeah.
and the mouse for switching this time.
Okay.
For now.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
But
Well, that's
for
all
the most
right.
part, it should work.
Well, we can just keep it on me. I don't mind.
That's
Check
all
this
right.
out.
I'll give that some time.
This is a new space.
Oh, thank you.
The room is substantially larger.
Magic tea.
Yeah,
It's just
the room
handed
is
to
much
me.
larger, and
I
it's
like this. I like
set up-
this. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
good. This is good.
It's like cozy. I really like that corner.
Yeah, I like
It
it.
is.
Yeah.
So some of you
dig it.
may have heard that Kim Jong-un is back.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know if it's for certain yet.
CNN said he's back.
Someone
therefore,
looking like him is back.
CNN says he's back. Therefore, he's back.
Oh, if CNN
Thanks
says
for hanging
it.
out, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow on the next episode. No, I'm just kidding.
And
That's it.
that's
That's all.
the show.
Yep.
So there's actually a conspiracy theory that Kim Jong-un is a body double.
Yeah.
He's not actually back. And there's actually some I don't know what to call her.
There's evidence.
I should press record. See, I've been gone for
Oh,
2
man.
weeks.
All right. We'll get there.
All right.
Where's
Okay.
where's the reminder in chat? No one.
Yeah.
Can we
guys
get
gotta-
another F in chat for that? Let's do it.
So we reset up all the studio, and then I just started renaming scenes, and now apparently our quick switch stream deck is not working and stuff. So, man, hey, give me a break. Just drove across the country.
Yeah, man.
Had to educate Mr. Rogan on some very important facts.
Sure.
No, that was fun. I'm glad he had me.
Yeah, I
on.
saw the
That
show. It
great.
was good.
Oh, there
Yeah,
we go.
we
It's working.
we drove.
Sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, I switched it. So
Oh, nice.
made it work.
It works. Great.
For the most part, yeah. I think it should. I think everything we need to work.
Yeah.
Should work. But anyway, we're going to talk about Kim Jong-un because apparently after he comes back, they started firing on South Korea.
Yeah, I don't know anything
We
about
got
that.
murder hornets.
Murder hornets are
Hornets.
in Asian murder hornets.
Ah, yes.
Because
yes.
CNN said so.
Also,
it was CNN who said so.
yeah,
Excellent.
that they're Asian.
And then what else? Oh yeah. Thousands of people in New York are defying the lockdown orders.
Not surprising.
And I'm
only a
surprised.
matter of
Where
time.
are all the articles about all the racist Trump supporters? Oh, it's
yeah.
what's that? New York isn't MAGA country.
Oh, is it not?
It's like you get 50 people to show up protesting, being like the economy should be reopened, and they're like, what a bunch of morons. And then like 3,000 people are hanging out in the park, all sitting around, and the cops are scratching their head, and then people in the media are like,
They're not scratching their head. They're ignoring those people and arresting
Jewish
minorities.
Jewish people. Dude,
Yeah.
I know. What?
Jewish people and black people. Just like
Oh, yeah.
they're going nuts, man.
This is
like what
hilarious.
is going on in New York? I
Dude,
don't
listen.
get it.
The media is
The white
right
people
now.
can hang out in the parks. Go
But
ahead.
no, they're attacking
What
all these
is
Trump
going on?
supporters. Like, it's an astroturfed protest. Why are they even protesting anyway, morons? They just want haircuts. Meanwhile, you have thousands of like upper class Manhattanite white people chilling in the park.
Yep.
Then what do we get? There's a video going viral of a cop walking up to a black dude and just clocking him in the face.
Yeah, what is up with that?
And then you have the Jewish community where they're actually sending like tactical police to funerals where they're
Right.
chasing after hearses. New York is like a despotism.
It's crazy there.
nightmarish. It's funny because
Oh my goodness.
Bill de Blasio claims to be this progressive dude. He's out walking around doing whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And then literally going to the Jewish neighborhood and chasing down hearses and arresting people at funerals. Meanwhile,
ridiculous.
they did issue summonses to about 50 or so people in the
Okay.
park.
Oh, all right.
But you've got my issue isn't even about the hypocrisy in New York. I mean,
But they didn't clock anyone in the face, though, did they?
nope.
Yeah.
But here, you know what?
Here,
man?
you got to go to the court eventually. Here's a summons.
My thing's always the media.
That's all they get.
Where's the media to be like, look at these people?
No, did you see the article that there was a police officer in like Battery Park or some rich area, handing people masks that didn't have masks. Oh, you don't have a mask. Here you go.
What a good cop.
Oh, great. Nice.
Let me help you.
What? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how it should be. Oh, you don't have a mask? Do you need one? Do you know where to get one? No? Or maybe you should go home. Okay. Thanks.
Well, apparently a lot of people said okay when the cops were like, hey, move. They'd be like, okay. But then like 50 people were like, F you. And they gave them a ticket or something.
Okay. That makes sense.
My issue is of all the people who are protesting, there are substantially more people in New York and LA just doing their thing and ignoring the law. Like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't even call it the law. It's illegal. And where's the media to be like, look at all these people. Oh, it's because it's them.
Right.
They're the ones going out to the park and being like, well, it's no big deal when I do it. Anyway, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell, because YouTube is a broken system, and I'm pretty confident
Boom.
at some point you will never see this show again because YouTube's going to prop up CNN and MSNBC and Fox News. And so if you don't want that to happen, you can help out by sharing this. But we are also on iTunes, I think, Google, Spotify, wherever you can find podcasts, and listen to us talk about whatever it is we feel like talking about.
Yeah.
Typically things like this. Kim Jong-un has been
Yeah,
replaced.
wait, I was going to say, what are we talking about?
Well, that was just the introduction to the
introduction.
show.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because I forgot to press record, so.
How many miles did you guys drive anyway?
It's 2,750 both directions.
That's a lot of driving. How many hours is that?
It was 41?
It was 40 hours one way. Hold on. Wait.
No, it was
wait.
41. It wasn't 40.
Okay. It was 40 hours one way, and then it was 41 hours the other way.
No, it was 41 both ways.
Wow.
One day, 17.
So over 80 hours of driving.
Yeah.
It was very exciting.
What
So
was the best part that happened? What anything exciting happened?
We drove past a town that was completely closed.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's Laguna.
Yeah. New
Laguna?
Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the sign said no visitors.
Oh, did you try?
No.
You had to try.
No,
Why not?
why would we want to? It's like
For the excitement of it all.
I know.
driving. Would you drive into a zombie apocalypse if you had the choice? You'd be like,
Maybe.
we're getting infected.
Maybe.
Well, I did. Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
took,
maybe not. I don't
Joe
know.
Rogan took my blood.
Right. Yeah. Tell me
and
about
so here's
that.
my conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Joe is having all these high-profile guests come in,
He's gonna clone you.
and he's going to have everyone's blood. No, he's going to be able to figure out the genes for the perfect media personality human. It's like he's got scientists, he's got comedians, he's got journalists.
I was kind of right.
Yeah,
and he's
he's
gonna
kinda,
clone
yeah.
you, but clone all of you at once
Joe's
into one ultimate
sitting
comedian
somewhere,
journalist.
he was
man.
like doing DMT or something, and he's like, I have an idea.
Oh, that's crazy.
Someone else is stroking your beard.
Crazy. I was actually really bummed. Not one time did you make him say, "That's crazy," and I was like, "Oh, come on, Tim. Oh,
That's crazy.
He doesn't really say that much.
No, he
I guess
doesn't.
not. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
not.
No.
I was waiting for it.
But
I was excited.
so it was actually easy when what she had was this little like purple thing that the nurse put on my finger, and then
Okay.
it clicks. It goes, tick, tick,
It's
Yeah.
a needle.
and I didn't feel anything at all.
Okay.
And it's because I got calluses from guitar.
From guitar. Yeah.
So they're not. So my calluses aren't really that strong.
okay.
But I didn't feel it. But she struggled to get the blood to come out.
Did she
was
have
like,
to do it more than once? Just
No,
like-
but she like squeezed my hand as hard as she could to get the blood to come out. Because I was like, yeah,
why wouldn't she just use your right hand?
it's all dead. I don't know.
Because
She sat down to my left
you
and she was
play
like,
right-handed guitar.
Right,
so
yeah, my right
your
hand,
left
it's
hand
like-
is where the calluses are.
yep. My left hand is where, yeah, she.
Well, future reference nurse. Who
So what they did was
does
they,
that to guitar
Right.
players.
she got the blood on my finger, and then there was like these little white tabs. I posted on Instagram. Go to instagram.com/timcast. You can see the photo of it.
Yeah, there's
It's
no
this,
point.
like-
There's no reference point though to see how big they were. So it looked like
Right.
you were getting like a I don't know pregnancy test.
It's about as big as your thumb.
Oh, tiny.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
a little white thing,
All right.
and there's a little square, and she put my blood in it, and then 15 minutes later, the whole thing, the bar starts to change color, and then it says up top like COVID-19, and then it said like MR something, and then MR something.
Yeah.
And what she said was, the first line, I don't think mattered.
It's a control, I think,
Yeah.
probably.
And then the second line was if you actively have an infection, and the
Okay.
third line was if you've beaten the infection.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
you can tell the difference.
Yep.
So basically, what the third line would be like if you had the antibodies or something.
Yeah. The
And
third one was if you have, no, it was something about if you have the antibodies in a current infection, they can tell, and if you have the antibodies for immunity, it's different or something.
That's cool. I didn't realize you could.
And you know
test both.
the funny
And that's
thing
so
is,
fast.
I
15 minutes.
Yeah, 50 minutes.
Wow.
And so when everyone's asking like, so what was like Joe freaking out then when you like showed up and he was like, don't you know, like you got to get a test first? I was like, no. He walked up, he fist bumped me, and he's like, the nurse will be in a few minutes.
He got a little nervous when you started coughing. I know you inhaled some water during the show.
Did he get nervous? No.
No, he was like, oh no, his words were like, oh man, coughing nowadays. Like
Right.
you start coughing around people, you're just like, what is going on with that person? COVID. COVID. Coof. You got the coof.
Yeah, I was drinking water and then he said something and I went and I hiccuped like, and sucked. I was like, oh, and then I was like, I can't talk.
Yeah, you were down for the count for like 3 minutes.
That took a while.
And I started coughing and I'm like, I'm letting Joe speak until I can talk again.
Oh man.
Yeah, but dude, I couldn't believe how fast that time flies.
Yeah, I thought it had to go to. Oh, you're talking about Joe Rogan just chatting with him.
No, it's like I sat down and then all of a sudden Joe's like, it's been 3 hours, Tim, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. What? Yeah, you guys never stopped talking. It was just like one long flow.
Yeah.
And you didn't mention our show one time.
There was, you know what? But I didn't realize.
Not one time.
No, of course not.
What? What is up with that?
Dude, time was.
No. Give me my camera back.
Okay.
What is up with that?
There we go.
Right? All right, you can take it.
Time was flying, dude. It was so crazy. I had a bunch of stuff. I was like, oh, wait till I talk about this. I was like, before the show started, I was talking about something, and Joe's like, whoa, save it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We never talked about any of it.
Of course.
And I didn't even remember what it was. I was like, what was I going to say? And then at the end of it, if you catch the end, I'm like, oh, there was a story I want to tell you about that guy at my house. He's like, oh, I'll tell it. And I'm like, oh.
Now I have to tell this weird little story about the
No,
guy.
I just gave you the
quick
version of it.
Should have been the story of the guy at your house. Should have been me doing a show with you. Done.
Oh,
boom.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah, you know what, man? Look.
I
I did not hit up Joe to do a show with him.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be me and David Pakman.
Right.
And Joe, and we were all going to talk, how we see politics. And I think, Joe and I kind of agree a lot on these things. In fact, I think Joe goes further than I do on the Trump stuff. Like, he said he would rather vote for Trump. I was like, I didn't even get that far. I said, like, I understand, but I haven't made any hard commitments or anything.
Man, every day goes by, I feel this. I mean, I said it.
Well, you already said
2
you were
weeks
going to
ago.
vote for him.
I did. I said it.
Committed,
and
man.
Every single day, I feel more and more confident in that decision.
Yeah, but here's why I wouldn't go that far is because Joe Biden, I don't think is going to be the nominee. Well, or I should say,
so then who?
I'm leaning slightly towards them pulling him out.
If they pull him out, there's no reason why the other people that have already backed down shouldn't be the ones that should be in that position.
It won't be.
Yeah, exactly. And
but
I don't like that.
Maybe Cuomo.
I don't like that. I don't know his presidential, capabilities.
I don't know what they're going to do, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Because it's 6 months out. Even if they got rid of Biden, what are they going to do? They're going to introduce the country to Andrew Cuomo?
Yeah.
Like, there was one article that said a Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama ticket, and I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, no way, that's never going to happen. But here's what I'm saying, man. I'm fairly confident. Like, if I shouldn't put it that way. I should say I'm leaning slightly towards them pulling out Joe Biden. Like, there's a tons of articles popping up saying get rid of him. There's tons of calls from people saying it's time for Plan B.
Right. Well, Cassandra Fairbanks released that article that there's this, some sort of committee to get Michelle Obama on the
VP.
On the VP ticket.
Well, it's like a super PAC or something.
Yeah, okay.
So they're going to try and draft her to do it.
Right.
I said it, and people were like, oh, please, Tim, Michelle Obama will never do it. And it's like, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a greater than chance probability. I'm just saying, like, if I'm thinking it, they've been thinking it for the past few weeks.
Oh, yeah. Or months.
Nobody thought Joe Biden was ever going to win. That dude is sunsetting.
I don't get it. He really is.
So, look,
yeah.
everything they've complained about Trump, like, Biden is worse. They say, like, oh, but Donald Trump has talked about abusing women. Dude, there's video footage of Biden abusing women. He had to apologize for
I'm
it.
sorry. No. Not
Girls.
women. Little girls. And that is a big difference to me. I mean,
Seriously.
my goodness, they're both bad, but he's making little girls creeped out.
Yeah,
Like, if I was I can't understand the fathers in every single one of those videos looking at it. Like, it's Joe Biden. I guess it's okay.
Nah.
Like, what is going on?
Shake my fist.
Like, man.
There is a video. Isn't
do
there a
not
video
like
of
Biden.
Ted Cruz?
I don't like Biden, yeah.
Like Ted Cruz trying to kiss a baby
I think
or something?
I don't recall
is
I don't know if
that.
it's Ted Cruz.
I don't like that either, but
But so
Biden's gross, man.
But I'm gonna address this, right? It's a common thing to, like, kiss babies and shake hands.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe Biden's not doing that.
No.
Right? So there's creepy videos of
he's
tons of
grabbing
politicians.
them with his hands.
Dude, there's videos of him with like a little
molesting them on
and he's like
camera.
stroking their
Yes.
chests and stuff.
Yes.
It's a
That's exactly what I'm talking
creepy
about.
dude.
Yes, I can't stand it. It's gross.
So you place lecherous old Joe next to Trump, and I got a potty mouth Trump versus the dude on camera doing these things, and I'm like,
Right. I don't like either of them, to be honest.
Well, there's that Andrew Schultz, I think his name is, the comedian.
Okay.
He did this bit. Rogan actually posted it, and he says something like, the reason Joe Biden should be president is that he's the real deal. Look, Donald Trump talks about grabbing women. Joe Biden actually did it. And then but then he stops and looks over and goes, allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
But I'll put it this way.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not 100%, but I absolutely would lean towards voting for Trump if Biden was on the ticket. And it's because I think it is reckless. I think it is horrifying and it is irresponsible for them to put that man in the Oval Office.
Yep.
Now, I understand, like, they could get a VP who would potentially be doing most of the work, but that feels like subversion.
Yeah.
And I still don't trust the idea of me putting my name behind someone like Biden. Nah, sorry, man, not going to happen. So I really, one of the things that stops me from going all the way and saying, like, I would absolutely vote for Trump in that capacity is that I don't like the idea of voting for the lesser of two evils.
I 100% agree with you.
I actually
agree.
think there's in a lot of ways Trump is better than a lot of the presidents we've had in a long time.
Okay.
But I think, man, you like he's got an erratic, sporadic, irrational. No, irrational is the wrong word. Impulsive.
Yeah.
And so
definitely.
It's like, well, I certainly like that. That's why look. There's a lot of presidents where I've been like, never gonna happen. Like McCain, Obama. I'm like, I wouldn't vote for any of those people. With Trump, it's like there's a lot of things I can see wrong with him, but I also know the media lied about almost everything, and that makes it really, really hard for the left to argue why Trump should never be president.
Right.
It's like, dude, listen, I've been reading the news all day, every day since the man got elected, and it's been lie after lie after lie.
Seriously.
I don't know why I should believe you anymore. So when they come out and they say stuff like, there was this segment the Washington Post put out where it said, like, here's 7 times Trump lied about, COVID or something. One of the segments shows him going, some people are saying that it might go away in April with the heat, and then it freezes. And then the next bit is a reporter saying, Mr. President, you said it would go away in April with the heat. And he goes, I never said that. And they're like, he lied. And I'm like, he didn't. He said, some people think.
Right.
Now you want to play semantics and say, oh, no, but that was him asserting it. Who were these some people? No, a lot of people online were saying that.
Yeah, like the whole open by Easter thing. He was like, I would love to have the economy open by Easter. It would be great if we can have everything running by Easter. And they're like, you said that your plan was to open it by Easter. And he's like, I said I wanted to open it.
Dude, he plays him like a fiddle. I think he knows this too. Like, he says things that aren't absolute, like he's toying with the idea. But it's not even that, right? Do you know about what happened with the Shinzo Abe of Japan and the koi fish pond?
No. What is it?
So a video goes viral of a camera zooming in on Trump. And, Trump and Shinzo Abe were taking little bits of fish food and tossing it into the pond, right?
Okay.
Then all of a sudden the camera zooms in on Trump and it shows him dump the whole thing of food into the water.
Okay.
And boy, did the internet go wild. And they were like, oh, this man is such an embarrassment. I can't believe you would do that. He just dumped all of the food in.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do a little bit. And then the real footage got released. And guess what happened?
The other guy did the same.
Shinzo Abe threw all the food in. Trump looked at him, shrugged, and then did the same thing. Trump was taking the cue of the prime minister of Japan.
Showing him how
Then
it was
you have
done.
the Covington kids.
God,
you know about that,
of
right?
course.
The Covington kids?
No, I don't. Tell me about it.
There were a field trip of kids standing on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh, this.
Video goes viral of a Native American banging a drum.
Uh-huh.
When I first got sent that video, I was watching it and I had everyone saying things to me like, dude, did you see this? Did you see this, Tim? Did you see this? And I watched it and I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Right.
I'm like, so why should I be upset? And they were like, dude, look what that kid's doing. I'm like, what is he doing? Like,
He was like almost in shock that they were standing in front of him. I remember seeing his face. It was just kind of, he was just like what do I do?
Wincing. Right. Everyone was
I'm
telling me
uncomfortable.
what I was
That's
being.
what I saw.
I was being told. They were like, he got in the face of the Native American and started smugly, and I was like, that's not the video.
Right.
You didn't send me a video of a kid walking up to a Native American. You sent me a video of like 2 people standing in front of each other.
Right.
But the media went nuts.
Yeah, they
and
spun
now
it.
they're getting sued. CNN settled. So this is the problem, right? There are things that I find disagreeable with the president, but at this point, I got to say there is a big motivating factor, like an FU factor of like, I am so sick of being insulted and lied to
Yeah, I can see that.
every single day.
It's true.
And so you know what? It's like, man, when Donald Trump won, I laughed, a hearty laugh.
Yeah.
Because it was comeuppance for the Democrats and how they screwed over Bernie.
Yeah.
And I was pissed. I was like, you get what you deserve. Like, this is the game you played and you lose because of it. I couldn't believe it happened. Now I'm kind of like, you know what, man? If they really want to put up Biden, if this is the game they want to play, they deserve to lose. And I will laugh again.
Yep.
Admittedly, I will laugh if Biden wins too, because that's just like,
It's an equally funny thing.
well, it's because a lot of people were saying that the Donald Trump vote was the chaos vote.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, a vote for Trump is to burn it all down. So
Okay.
there were a lot of like, a lot of left, like, I don't want to pretend like it was a huge number, but I knew some like Antifa type people who were like definitely voting for Trump.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they thought Trump was the fastest path towards everything collapsing. Then the economy roars and everything's better than
Right.
ever. But I'll tell you what, man, if you really want to see things collapse, vote for Biden.
Yeah.
Like
That's the vibe I get.
He's gonna like go into a meeting with like Iran, and he's gonna be sleeping and snoring, and they're gonna be like shrugging, and then one guy's gonna walk over with a contract for some ridiculous terms like lifting all sanctions
Yeah.
and giving them bailouts, and then they're gonna be like, oh, Mr. President, you were just about to sign, and he goes, oh, sorry, and then he just signs it and falls asleep again.
Yeah, his tweets are all articulate and like long.
Yeah,
and
'cause
I'm like, I want to see him say any one of these tweets. Pick one. I don't care which one it
wouldn't be able
is,
to.
and just read it to me. Read your own tweet. What did you say? You
No,
know? And
you couldn't do it.
I know exactly.
That's why it's funny
I don't
when
believe it.
they asked Trump the other day, they're like, Joe Biden
Oh, yeah.
tweeted, and he goes, no, he didn't. He didn't
No,
tweet that.
He didn't tweet that. He didn't.
It's accurate.
Oh, man,
That's funny.
dude. It's the prospect of a Biden presidency is scary.
Yeah.
Because like his proponents have even said the same thing. It's a placeholder candidacy, a one-term president. It's funny. He actually said this.
Biden did.
Yeah, he said something like, what exactly did he say? Remember he said he was like, I'll be a one-term president, and then he walked back like, no, that's not what I meant.
So he said something like, I want to hold the place for somebody like the Mayor Pete's of the world. Mm-hmm. Like I really want to like set the stage, and I don't expect to be here for that long, which is
Yikes.
unsettling.
Right.
I don't like that.
Oh, dude, I'm laughing, but
It's
I,
sad,
you know, I really actually feel bad because there was
Man.
when he was doing the Micah Brzezinski interview. Did you watch that? So man, she didn't.
Oh, I saw the clips of this.
She didn't go easy on him.
No, she
Dude, I
didn't.
felt so bad for Biden.
Yeah,
It's like-
someone just said that I'm roasting an old man. It's like, yeah, he's an old man. He shouldn't be
No.
running for president.
It's not about roasting him. It's about the people who are propping him up.
And
that's the
pushing
point
him
I'm trying to
out.
make. That's
And
why
he's still making the choice to run, though.
Yeah, but come on.
What?
A 2-year-old makes the choice to take a
Don't-
fork in an
dude.
electrical outlet. We don't blame the 2-year-old.
So-
With, like bad parenting.
So he's a 2-year-old, like of
Yeah,
that.
dude.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
clearly
Yeah.
out of his mind, and he's sitting there mumbling and sputtering, and he can't speak, and they keep doing this to him.
More reason why I don't want to vote for this man.
Right. Listen, on that Micah Brzezinski interview, it was so sad. This confused, disheveled old man just sitting there like, why are you yelling at me?
Yeah.
What's happening? I don't understand. I'm like, come on, man.
I can't come up with an excuse fast enough.
It's not about him coming
That's
up with
what
an
it felt
excuse.
like.
Yeah.
It's about like you
A
took someone.
scapegoat, something.
No, you took a man who is like, listen, I'd be willing to bet that if he had to stand trial, the opposing legal team would easily argue he's not fit to stand trial.
Okay.
He's not there. They'd be like, listen to him speak, and he'd be like, I didn't. Well, the thing with me, and they'd be like, this man is clearly not fit to testify. Mm-hmm. Yet they put him on MSNBC and put him in front of his woman, who actually asked him some tough questions.
Yeah.
She said something like, "So we're supposed to believe all women except until it's you," and it's like she kind of smacked him down a little
She's
bit.
got a huge point.
She could have been tougher on him, but she was pretty tough.
Yeah.
And he had this look on his face.
Any tougher, he would have broke.
He had this look on his face where he was like, just like his brow going down, confused, like, I don't understand what's happening.
Yep.
Like what's happening right now? And I'm like, you know what, man? We're humans. We're young and vulnerable. Then we become teenagers, young adults. We're capable of sustaining ourselves.
Yep.
And then once we get older, we look to our families and we look to varying degrees of our society to helping us out as we sunset. We live lives of a life of a bell curve. You know. Mm-hmm. Joe Biden is clearly well beyond his prime. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's an understatement.
Well beyond.
He's like they're stretching what little bit he has left beyond where he should even be going. Mm-hmm. It makes me sick to see what they put that guy through. You know, I get it. He's sitting there being like, I want to do this. Obama said, Joe, you don't have to do this. They're you know what it is? I wondered what that meant. You don't have to do this. Wait, what do you mean? Running for president is like it's a powerful statement.
Yeah.
It's an aspirational goal.
Yeah. You should.
is it?
You should want to be president at least.
What does it mean you don't have to do this? You say that to somebody who's like about to run to a burning building to save a life. Like, you don't have to
Right.
do this.
Yeah. Exactly.
What was Joe Biden? That's it. Sacrificial lamb. A lot of people felt this way. There's a lot of posts on social media saying things like, and I agree with this, that he's just a holdover candidate. They know he won't win.
Yeah.
and they don't want to waste Buttigieg. They don't want
okay.
they don't want to waste their actually younger candidates who might win in the next cycle.
Because it's anyone's game next time.
Right. And
Right.
so they know Trump will be a tough battle. Trump will be a tough battle.
That's how tough it is. He deserves
So-
his own word.
So they're like, you know what? A truff. So they're like, you know what? Biden is done.
Yeah.
We don't want to waste any of our young, more energetic candidates.
Yeah.
Throw out Biden. He'll lose. We don't got to waste anybody and burn him in the press. And there it is.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
That's what I
There's no chance. I'm going to make
Well-
a big, huge pot of popcorn for when they go debate each other.
It'll never. I can't imagine.
Seriously,
dude.
people were asking me on Adamcast that we should do a live stream.
We can't.
No, I know.
Yeah, they shut everybody down
Oh, that'd
once
be
they do
so
it.
fun.
Crowder did it with
CNN.
some.
It's tough though.
No,
They
They
get you, man.
didn't get it. They didn't stream CNN. They streamed straight from the White House. And I don't know if that got
They still
around.
they still go after people.
But it worked. He did it.
So what happens is when the White House or C-SPAN or some other nonprofit or public entity will stream,
Yeah.
CNN and other outlets pick it up,
Okay.
and then argue that because the audio and video matches their content,
Oh,
they strike
gosh.
you down, and then you can't live stream for 2 weeks.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you know Luke Rudowski, Weird
do,
Change,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So Luke did an interview. This is years ago. This is like 2012, I think. Al Jazeera took his footage under fair use,
Okay.
ran a segment, and then copyright claimed his video, which was uploaded first, and YouTube took it down.
What?
Yeah, and they took his money.
Whoa.
That's
Yup.
messed up.
Talk about messed
Jeez.
oh
up.
my gosh.
Yep.
Yikes.
All right, well, that was a fun opening complaint about politics. We were
Oh, yeah.
supposed to be talking about Kim Jong-un, so we're going to do that now.
Yeah. All right.
And now everyone's had a chance to come in. Let's actually talk about what's going on with Mr. Jong-un.
Mr. Jong-un.
Kim.
Mr.
Kim's his last
Mr.
name,
Kim?
right?
Kim is the last
Yeah,
name?
that's what I thought.
I guess.
I thought his.
I don't know.
Wait, what? Really?
You'd think as a Korean I would understand
Yeah,
how
'cause it's
names work.
reversed.
Yeah, don't you know?
No, I don't.
Come on.
I do know Kim is a very common last name.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Kim,
know.
Lee, and Park, I think. Mm-hmm. Well, here's the story.
And Pool?
Yeah, it works.
Kim Jong-un truthers think he was replaced by a body double. But it's okay, everybody. Before I even get into this, for the sake of YouTube's rules, I just want to make sure you all know that CNN said it's not true. And because they're an authoritative
CNN said it.
They're an authoritative source. So it's confirmed. Kim Jong-un is back. But that being said, we're just going to read this article anyway. None of us really believe there's a body double for a world leader. I mean, it's not like other world leaders have ever had body doubles or anything. I mean, oh, wait, what's this?
Oh, wait.
Oh, look at
There
that.
have been many body doubles
3
for many
world
people.
leaders
Oh,
who
yeah.
actually had body doubles. Wow.
Who's this guy?
Dictators all, I'm sure.
General Bernard Montgomery and his double M.E. Clifton. That's
what
cool.
What a fantastic name.
Oh, Saddam Hussein definitely had body doubles.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he
Anyway,
have like
anyway.
6 of them?
I actually think Kim Jong-un is back. I think people overreacted, but I do think he's probably got a body double.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know what I think is they love playing games with the press. They love lying, and they have every opportunity to try and screw with us. So
Okay.
maybe he's got a body double. It doesn't mean he's dead or anything like that. So I don't know for sure.
So what? Do you think he was just trolling the world right now? Like,
Well,
"Ooh,
actually,
I'm
let's
gonna
take a
make
look.
everyone think that I died. Yeah.
Yeah,
And put my sister on. Everyone now knows who his sister is.
maybe exactly. Yep.
She was nobody. She actually avoided the press until 3 months ago was her first appearance ever.
Right. So maybe
So
unless he died a long time ago.
yeah,
I don't know. Check this out. So there's some photos.
That's interesting.
The Daily Dot says Kim Jong-un truthers think he was replaced by a body double. And they go on to basically say what everyone's already said. So TMZ reported his death. And then eventually the reporting changed, and the reporting, eventually the story, I think this is an actual headline. It said, Kim Jong-un is either dead, incapacitated, or totally fine. It's like, well, okay.
Great reporting.
Yeah, right. That about covers everything. But I guess you can be
That's
in
funny.
between totally fine and incapacitated.
Yeah.
Like feeling unwell.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, that is probably the truest news article.
Yeah.
Yeah,
one of
right.
those
Yeah.
three
Few
things.
months.
Yeah.
Right.
Life exists. News at 11. So here's what they show. We have these tweets. Look at these photos. Luis Mensch says, "Don't know, don't care. See no reason to alter my earlier stance. These aren't the same men." You know what I love about these photos is that there was a similar story about Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
Not that long ago, because there was a photo of a woman that, people were saying was not Hillary Clinton, and it really did look weird.
Okay.
Did not look like her. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
you know that photo, right?
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Yeah.
And you're like, who is this? I'm like, I don't know.
I screen. So there was a photo of Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
And everybody thought it wasn't really Hillary.
Okay.
So I cropped out just the woman and sent it to people saying, who is this woman? And most people told me, I don't know.
Oh, all right.
Because I was
So
like,
it's the Bill Clinton next to her
People-
added the
yeah.
like, oh yeah, it's Hillary.
Of course.
but it was probably
okay.
just an awful picture of Hillary. You know,
Maybe.
people don't understand how camera angles change how you look.
True.
And it was like a low, up close, like wide shot. Made her
Okay.
nose look big or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't her. I'm just saying. Like,
Maybe you actually got a glimpse of under her mask.
Oh, yeah.
Of her, the real
yeah.
her.
And some scales were coming out.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
reptilian, like a
reptilian.
like a snake tongue.
Okay.
comes
Well,
out.
let's talk about best
Let's
Korea's
stay
chubby
focused. Here we go.
man. Best Korea's chubby
Oh,
man. So what they're pointing out, this person says the chipped incisor is a definite giveaway. It's not Kim Jong-un. On the right, you see a photo of Kim Jong-un, and his teeth are pretty straight. He's got big old incisors.
Those look like great teeth. He had some work done.
Oh, dude, you know he's like a multimillionaire. He's like ridiculously wealthy.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's why he's fat.
Sure.
Then look at this guy on the left. His teeth are very different. Like, can you see this?
Yeah, that left
They're
tooth
not
is
the same
bigger than the right tooth.
So here's what I would
Definitely different.
Here's what I would normally say.
Okay.
If somebody said his chipped incisor, my response immediately goes, sometimes people chip their teeth.
That happens.
Didn't you hear Chris Cuomo chipped his tooth, shivering with COVID?
I chipped my tooth.
Oh, there you go.
My,
I don't
my
actually
front
think.
tooth actually is, they glued it back on actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
yeah.
one.
Jeez.
You know, one thing I have about these kind of things is, when are these pictures from? What is, you know, what is this? You know, this could be anything. You know, this guy might not even be North Korean. He might just be some random dude from the internet. They're like, oh,
No,
he
this
kind of
is-
looks like him.
This is the photo they released. They claimed was him.
Oh, North Korea
Yeah,
did.
so like this on the CNN thing, right? They have
Oh,
these-
right, yeah, the
These are
cutting.
really crappy photos, though.
They are.
Like, so
Exactly.
this is a video
How do we
from
know?
this is the one video from CNN where it says Kim Jong Un UN images appear legitimate. According to
Okay.
a U.S. official, images of Kim Jong Un at a May Day celebration appear to be legitimate. This would be the leader's first public appearance in about 3 weeks.
Ah, so
You
wait a
can't-
minute.
You can't see anything
so
here.
CNN is actually not confirming he's back. They're just saying it appears he's back.
No, a UN.
Oh, okay. A UN official.
Yeah, what is it? I'm sorry, a U.S. official, not a UN official. A U.S. official
Right.
is saying that they appear to be legitimate.
Okay. Appear. Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
These photos are really grainy, so I can't say. But why?
I don't know.
Kim Jong Il died. Why? What's the problem? If he dies, they'll just say it's something. Point at somebody else. Why does he need to live? Because he's young and.
Maybe it's just like a strategic time.
He's only like 3 years older than me.
Yeah, he's not old.
He's 36.
He's my age.
Yeah.
Holy moly, yeah.
Never mind. He's the same
hold on,
age as
hold on,
me.
Adam. And he's a world leader. What have you been doing with your life? That's right.
Video games.
Yeah.
No.
Why aren't you the leader of Best Korea?
Well, I don't have an in like some people I know, Tim.
So hold on. There's more photos.
Oh man.
You know what, man? Like here's another one. It says, look at these two images and note the teeth. The first one is Kim Jong Un a few weeks ago, the real one. The second is KJU today, as shown by RT. Note the gap in the teeth and of the second image, a body double. I mean, maybe. Let me see if I can pull these pictures up, make them bigger.
I don't know. That second image did look a little different.
They do look kind of different. We're working on it.
Yeah, those teeth do not look the same.
Yeah, he
Oh,
has a.
snap.
That's a gap. Look at that
No,
big gap
hold
in
on,
the front
hold
teeth.
on. Wait a minute. Yeah, those
Look,
are
there's no
different
gap.
teeth.
That's a significant gap in his front teeth.
So hold on. Think about what this means.
Mm-hmm.
If this is true, it means that in North Korea they have a guy whose assigned communist job is literally just keep eating to get fat. Because nobody's fat in North Korea.
or he probably just eats the exact same foods.
They found a guy who's the same height,
Yep.
and they sat him down, and they were like, "Whatever Kim eats, you eat."
Yep.
And so he started. I'm
And
allowed to do.
drinks
I'm allowed to
and
do that because I'm
smokes.
actually Korean and Japanese, by the way.
Oh yeah, you can.
I am. I'm actually doing an imitation of one of my relatives.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Because people are going to complain anyway.
Yep,
Oh,
they
well,
are.
Let
Yeah.
them complain.
Yeah.
Ah man,
So I'm officially allowed to imitate anyone Japanese and anyone Korean.
nice.
No, I actually did grow up eating a lot of Korean food. My mom would cook it and stuff. So here's another photo. It says, was the Kim Jong Un who cut the ribbon at the fertilizer plant a body double or not?
Nah,
So they have more photos. No, actually, look at this.
I know.
This is weird stuff, man. I got to admit. Let's stop playing games.
Yeah.
I mean
That
they
does not
look like different people. It looks like
The
he's wearing a
hairline is-
wig. Look at the wig
It does
he's got
look like
on.
he's wearing a wig.
What the heck?
That
What
is
is
not
this?
the same dude.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Maybe. Oh, you know what else? I wanted to say before, like maybe he's just getting fatter, but that looks like a wig, man.
It does. Look at that.
It
hair.
looks like they have some guy who just that's creepy.
So different. Look at the teeth. The
But
teeth
I'll
are
tell you
so
what,
drastically
It's
different.
what we're saying is okay. We're not going to get banned for entertaining this conspiracy theory
It's a conspiracy theory.
there's one reason though.
Why?
It's because the people pushing it, like Luis Mensch and like Akilah Hughes, they're lefty. So
Oh.
if they're saying it,
Very lefty.
we're good.
Yeah.
We're
yeah,
good.
Yeah. So if YouTube has a problem, we'll just be like, oh no, that's like a left wing thing. And they'll go, oh, that's right, we
That's
won't
right,
ban
that's
you.
okay.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
left wing stuff.
Yeah, that
That's
makes
fine.
sense.
Yeah. Only conspiracy theories from Alex Jones are bannable. Yeah, when Akilah Hughes and Luis Mensch screech about Russia for 3 years or whatever. Well, not Akilah. I'm not trying to drag her. She's talking about Kim Jong Un, which I don't actually disagree with. But Luis Mensch is famous for saying like, for years, like we have proof that Trump. I think she accused Cassandra of being a Russian agent. Cassandra
Seriously?
Fairbanks. It's like, dude, why? That's ridiculous. I've known Cassandra for years, but yeah. So we're good. We're good. We're all good. But it is true that body doubles exist, man. So this is the crazy thing to me is why is it so taboo to entertain the possibility that Kim Jong Un has a body double?
Maybe
Yeah,
he does. Yeah.
I totally believe it.
You know what I think? Maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just
He's on vacation.
incapacitated.
No. Maybe he's on vacation. He's like chilling somewhere. He's like, you know what?
A month though.
Take a
You
break.
go be me for a little bit.
Yeah.
I need to chill.
He has the
People
power.
are starting to get worried that you're gone. I'm playing GTA, man. GTA. Oh no, Red Dead Online. Have
Yep.
him do it. You know what's funny is that apparently I've heard he does play video games online.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I wonder what games he plays.
And
I
you
wonder
would-
what console he plays on.
And you wouldn't even know you're playing against Kim Jong Un.
Oh man.
Yeah, I heard he was big into video games because I don't know where. Didn't he go to school in like Switzerland or Sweden or something? Switzerland maybe, was it?
I have no
yeah, I
idea.
think Switzerland. Yeah.
Switzerland?
I think that's it. Yeah.
So yeah, he probably plays. I heard he plays a bunch of like online FPS games. I don't know if that's true or not, but there are a bunch of really famous people who play games you probably don't even realize you're playing with.
Cool.
Yeah. Could you imagine playing like a game against Kim Jong Un and he's just like sitting there like, I don't know what they eat for snacks in North Korea. Do they have snacks?
Yeah, little
sure he
cookies
does.
and candies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely got snacks.
Nah, that dude's got
I mean, look
Burger
at him.
King overnighted to him whenever he wants.
Seriously.
Yeah, look at him. Stalin, of course, had a body double. Didn't Stalin have more than one? Oh, Felix Dadaev?
He doesn't
So-
really look like him. I don't know.
Nah, but
Similar.
He looks like him, but
It doesn't
Faces
even
round.
no, dude. It doesn't even matter because you get a guy who looks somewhat like him, and people are gonna be like, "That's him.
yeah.
That's it."
Well, nowadays you got to be really good with it because like back when it was Stalin, it was like there was no social media like we've got today. Like no one really like you saw his picture once, and if this other dude showed up and was like doing a speech, you wouldn't know.
right?
You wouldn't know. You never really met Stalin in real life.
Have you ever met a celebrity, like seen a celebrity like walking down the street? Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't realize this. Like they don't look the same.
Yep.
Because when you know, I remember being told this when I was a little kid because my family owned a cafe, and some like well-known people had walked into the cafe before and they looked different, and my parents were like, it's because when they film movies, they go for the best angles all the time, and they'll shoot like 4 or 5 different ways.
Yeah.
And so the way you see somebody is not how they actually are.
Well, sometimes they look exactly the same.
Sometimes.
You know Giselle. You know Giselle, famous female model.
Bunchin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did a job with her once. She looks exactly the same in real life.
Wow.
Like I was like, oh, I know exactly who you are.
That's
you
cool.
look exactly the same.
Good for her.
But
and there you go.
In I can't remember what movie I was watching. It was a Tom Cruise movie, and Tom Cruise I think is what, like 5'7".
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, that's taller than I thought he was.
He is 5'7".
Yeah, he's like 5'7", and
okay.
he was walking in front of someone who I know was a lot taller than an actor.
Okay.
And they were the same height
Ah.
because they use angles.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like because they want him to look tall and tough or whatever. I can't remember
Right.
what movie it was, but
Almost every movie he's ever been in.
right,
Yeah, pretty
probably.
much,
Yeah.
yeah.
he's actually he's a relatively short dude. So I've seen people on the street, and I didn't. It took a few minutes, and I'm like, was that? No, that couldn't have been. I don't know, was it? And then all of a sudden, me and my friends were like, dude, that really was. You know, so and so. We're like, wow. Takes you a while.
Yeah.
Imagine you've seen photos and videos of someone like Kim Jong Un, and then a dude shows up who's a big fat Korean guy with a slick back hair. You'd probably be like, looks like him to me. I don't know. And it's also think about this too, like with these photos. Let me find one of the weirdest looking photos. Like, no,
Yeah, that one's kind of weird. Here we go.
not this one. Let me do the other one.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So
look
This
at
one
his
right here.
eyebrows,
Yeah, this one
The eyebrows are different. The hairline looks fake.
totally does.
Wait, look at the side of the head too.
Yeah, I don't get
That
it.
is not.
What on earth?
And look at his ears. The ears on
The ears are different.
The
You
ears
can't
stick out
change
way
the
more on the
ears.
left. I mean, he could have just.
Here's my
gained-
point,
gained
though.
Weight.
If you saw this guy,
The one on the left is 2 weeks ago. Is that right?
Oh, no, probably way before that.
Oh, okay.
But here's what I'm saying. If you saw this guy walking around and someone told you it was Kim Jong-un, you don't have a photo of him, Kim Jong-un. You don't
We're
have
like, wait, hold on. Let me just pull up a picture of you real quick so I can compare and contrast.
Can you smile for me? Smile wider. Show me those teeth.
Let me see your teeth.
see
Yeah.
those teeth.
I don't think that's you. I'm out of here.
I don't think that's you.
Yeah.
No, but this is why the body double thing works, because the average person doesn't have a video.
Right.
They see it and their brain fills in the gaps and like, that makes
Just
sense.
like that Hillary picture.
Right.
Right. If
But
you
now
tell
in the-
somebody
now-
that it's Hillary, then that's in their brain, and suddenly they can't. Even if it isn't her, they're like, yeah, that's her.
It looks like her. Yeah.
And
Sure.
people were actually arguing that it was her, but she got plastic surgery.
That was so
Oh,
weird.
really?
Swear to God. Yeah, they were like, it is her. She just got a facelift. And it's like, and then like a couple weeks later, she popped up again and she looked normal. It's like, maybe that just wasn't her. Like, rich, powerful politicians have body doubles,
Or
man.
maybe she just didn't sleep very well the night before.
See, what people don't realize is that we actually have a whole studio double. We've actually built an entire so the address. So people have been posting my address, and they've actually got it wrong. That's
Yeah.
the dummy address where the
Nice.
fake dummy, the clone studio is.
Yeah.
And we hired a body double for Adam, for me, for Lydia, even Betsy and Bucko, the cats.
Yep. It's
Who?
true.
So
Boku.
Betsy and Bucko.
Yeah, it's
so
Boku.
when you come back and look
Boku.
through the window,
Ongoing.
you'll see what looks like our show.
Yep.
But we're actually in an undisclosed location.
Yep, that's
right.
true.
Underground.
It's
Yeah,
Boku.
because we have to do that. Okay, so there's actually something funny here. North Korean defectors say sorry after false Kim Jong-un speculation. What, are you kidding me?
Wait,
dude?
what?
So apparently some defectors were reporting like, hey, this is happening. And now that it turns out it's not happening, they're like, oops.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Do you think they just really wanted it to happen? Is that
I don't know.
Possibly, I
they're
don't
like,
know.
oh
I don't know.
man,
Look, here, look at.
maybe our dreams.
Here's what is this? A former senior North Korean diplomat has apologized for saying Kim Jong-un was probably so ill he could not stand. Days before he emerged on state media smoking and walking briskly at an event attended by hundreds of officials. I mean, this photo looks like him. I got to be honest.
Yeah, that right there. Can you zoom in on that?
I can't.
No,
No. But that
because
looks
it
like him.
does kind of look like him.
It
But
does.
at the same time, his eyes look a little different. His teeth do look different here. Like
They do look
I can
different.
see a gap from this distance.
You know what's
I don't
funny?
know. Looks a little different.
You know what the funny thing about this is? If it turns out it's not really Kim Jong-un,
Yeah.
it proves that all of these people who thought he was are racist.
Yep.
All CNN, they're experts. Everybody who said it's not a conspiracy, that's clearly him. What is that? So you think us Koreans all look the same, huh? Is that what you're
But
saying?
it's a body double.
No, I'm kidding. All right, and then for some reason, maybe to like pretend like they're proving he's alive, they started shooting at
I don't
South
know.
Korea. So this was what was the story? This is from May 2nd. North Korea's Kim did not have surgery, South says, as shots fired at DMZ. So apparently
They
they're like,
shot at him and they're like, wait, okay, you're alive.
That
Right,
means
right,
he's
right.
alive. Yeah.
maybe that's what they're trying to argue, like, but he ordered us to shoot at you.
Really.
What is this? The government official declined to provide reasons, but said speculative reports that Kim had an operation citing some differences in his leg movements were untrue. You know, man,
Leg movements. What? Where's
it was
that coming
too
from?
juicy a story for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, TMZ, and admittedly, like, when I saw the news, like, I couldn't ignore it. Everybody got roped in.
Didn't TMZ start this whole thing?
No.
Oh, I thought they were the
No,
first
it was
people
like- I
to
think it
like
was CNN.
report on it.
No,
Oh,
CNN
yeah, it
said he
was
was, like,
CNN.
missing.
Ah,
he was
okay.
missing or something.
Right.
Yes.
Missing.
Yes.
He was missing. No, he was gone. So, you know, the big concern is it might destabilize the region.
That's what I
But
was
the really- you
like
know-
expecting.
Kind of going back to what we were just talking about with politics, the really scary thing, really annoying thing for me is that Donald Trump said something positive about Kim Jong-un, and he gets dragged for it. And I'm like, dude, do these people understand what tact is? They accuse
Diplomacy.
they accuse the
Right.
president of having none, and then when he tries to have some, they say, "How dare you?"
Yeah.
Dude, he doesn't give you the time of day, but he's giving this man the time of day because he's trying to avoid a nuclear war.
Right.
Because China has their back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you expect the man to do. It's the stupidest thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I can sit here and rag on Trump for the missile strike in Syria, the Yemen stuff, Saudi Arabia stuff, all day and night. I do it a lot. I bring it up. It's like a main point. But North Korea thing was not a bad thing. Trying to talk people down and bring them into the fold is a good thing. I mean, even if he was able to get Iran to do it, would be amazing. So you've got this rogue state that's like, we're building nukes. We're going to blow stuff up.
Yep.
We want free stuff. If you can convince them to normalize trade and just become like a regular trade
Regular
partner,
country, yeah.
then good. War averted.
Right.
Instead, they're trying to sink the ship like every step of the way for Trump. Like, He's flying this plane, and they'd rather see the plane go into the ocean.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen with this, but I'll tell you what. There's a possibility in my mind. I mean, it's not him. You've got other people saying the same thing. It could just be that he's been out of the media so long, they got desperate and they sent somebody out. This photo from The Guardian, this one does look like Kim Jong-un. The other photos are weird. The other photos are really weird. Maybe it's just really bad angles.
Yeah.
The teeth look different, though.
It's the teeth. Yeah, that's what gets me.
Yeah,
And
the teeth.
hairline.
You can't change it that fast.
And the ears, they're flat.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not out like, I don't know.
He could just be getting older. And these
Yeah,
are older
maybe.
photos. Some of the photos are new, though. So, yeah, I don't know, man. They say Daily NK, a Seoul-based news outlet with sources inside North Korea, had reported in April that Kim was recovering from a cardiovascular procedure. You know what it could be? Maybe he is recovering, and then maybe they sent out a body double to like dispel rumors that he died.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't strong enough.
I think he's just playing video games.
That's possible.
Yeah.
He's lazy.
It's going to be fun. You know what's funny? There's probably some like 11-year-old playing like Fortnite against him.
Uh-huh.
Could you imagine like him sitting there just like all angry playing against some kid gets beat and he's like, "Rah!" He's like yelling and banging on stuff.
Sounds like a South Park episode.
Yeah.
He's probably
does,
playing
yeah.
against Cartman.
I wonder what he's.
Holy
I want.
Right.
So what I heard. I've heard this from some people who have been like some journalists who have been to North Korea and stuff. That he was educated in the West, and he's very much a fan of like Western things. That's why Dennis Rodman was able to to
Become
go in and
friends
bring the
with
Vice people there. And so I really wonder what his goal is. Like maybe he's surrounded by these military leaders who are like the status quo must be maintained.
Okay.
But is it?
But secret, he's like, I want to be part of the world.
I don't know. I'm saying he does, but what's the worst thing for these people? Why are they so resistant to it?
Yeah.
Here's what I don't get. Like, isn't there some kind of deal you could negotiate with them where it's like, we will guarantee that you maintain your wealth status and administrative control, but we normalize trade, we open things up, we bring in more resources. I guess the problem is the conflict. Like they shoot, they fire nukes, so we're like, we're not going to give you stuff. You're just going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
So the only option is to get rid of them, like to depose them, but they're not going to leave, so we're at a stalemate. It's too bad. We got tons of deep dish pizza that Kim Jong-un could be eating. And he looks like a guy who would like some pizza.
He does, yes.
Kim, you unify the peninsula and give up your dictatorial powers, you will have all the pizza in the world. You know, there's in South Korea, they have a Chicago pizza restaurant.
Do they really?
Yeah, and they have a thing called like black pizza or something.
I'm sorry, what?
Black pizza.
Go ahead.
It's got like a black squid ink sauce.
Oh, God.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I remember seeing that.
That sounds disgusting.
No,
Yeah,
you can't
no.
taste it.
Yeah, I'm still disgusted.
It's just like but it's called
I think
like
I'm good.
a Chicago pizza, and it's in I can't remember what district it's in.
Yeah, no thanks.
But yeah, it could be all yours, Kim. Could imagine
on,
walking
man.
and getting that big old deep dish. You never had deep dish, have you? With jardinera on it.
Do you really think he watches our show?
I bet. I'm kidding. I wouldn't be surprised if he's had deep dish though. Like just because people look at North Korea and they think everyone there because they're all starving. He is. Nah, that dude's fat for a reason.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
probably gets Italian ice cream, gelato made on the spot, then overnighted in a cooler with dry ice to his, mansion in North Korea. Yeah. All right. Well, how about we do this? Let's jump over to some super chats.
Oh, yeah.
But the next
Super
story we have,
chats.
we're gonna rag on New York because people are apparently complaining.
And we were both New Yorkers for a long time, so
Oh, yeah.
we're allowed.
Oh, right.
We're allowed
Yeah.
to rag on New York.
Absolutely.
I lived
It's
there
not-
for 16 years.
it's
I can
not
rag on
cityist.
New York,
It's not cityist.
and I
to
will.
rag on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will.
But there's 16,000. Oh, I'm sorry. There's 16,000 deaths in New York, but thousands of people are showing up, and they're defying the lockdown orders.
Yep.
So we'll talk about that. But for now, we will jump to the super chat. So if you have not already, you can go in the super chat, you can comment, and then we will do our best to read your comments. And we're going to start now. Also, make sure you can see my name. Look at that. I can actually point to it right now.
Oh, wow.
Whoosh. There's Timcast.
Oh.
There's Adam. We have a
It's
different camera.
way up there. Oh, look. I can reach it.
Make sure to follow us. You can follow me on Instagram and
Yep.
Twitter, and Adam as well. But you can also send Adam story ideas. We actually read them. That's how we actually.
You guys
source.
seriously help me out so much. There's so much support for me on Twitter. You guys are sending me all these awesome stories all the time. Really appreciate all you who are hitting me up with stories.
Great
Thank you.
audience.
Really appreciate you guys.
So I think Cordo. I appreciate the question. I don't think I can read that. I don't think I can read the question.
no?
Yeah, not on YouTube. We're already risking it.
You know what? On
I'll-
that
I'll-
note, it's so nice to have you back because every super chat, I think everyone was
trying to trick you?
No. Everyone who stayed with Adam Cast was awesome. You guys were great. Thank you for just chilling with me. But all the super chats were legit with the stories, and I kept thinking like, man, I really hope no one tries to trick me.
Go to mine.
Because I just read them all.
It's a legit
whatever.
question, right?
Yeah.
I'll try and paraphrase it because we got to be really careful.
Okay.
They're asking if someone with a very infectious disease should be compelled by the government to tell their partners of their affliction. How is it different than COVID quarantine?
Oh, I see. I know.
Yeah.
I think I know what they're asking.
Yeah.
Right, because in California they don't have to anymore, right?
Yeah.
Disclose certain information
But now
about certain things they have.
But now
Right.
you have to stay home. It's like California's really messed up.
Yeah.
All right. Drunk Shovel says, welcome back, missing beanie brigade. Well, actually, when you were on the show with Nish, you were both wearing beanies too.
She was like, oh, I gotta go get my beanie. And I'm like, yes. Ian was like, no beanie.
Oh man.
Wow, look at this. Matthew Hammond says, Cuomo forced COVID positive people to be accepted in New York nursing homes. Is the media going to be forced to talk about this? Welcome back, Lydia. Yeah, probably not.
No.
I love how broken the whole system is. Oh, I'll also mention, hit the like button if you haven't already. It really does help.
Please do.
Louis Estrada says, excuse me, sir. Who are you and why are you sitting on Adam's seat? This
Nice.
TimcastIRL has been usurped. And
No.
Idjit
I
says,
lost my power.
hey man, I was thinking that it's such a shame that no third parties have stepped up to the plate. Well, Justin Amash is going to run as an independent.
An independent.
And
right.
that's going to be one of the most abysmal. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Libertarian.
All I had to say was, who?
Wait, who?
Who?
He's trying to run as a libertarian. Like, who do you think you're going to get? You think you're going to split Trump's base from the Republican Party? Yeah, no, you're going to get the tiny minority of never Trumpers. No, I'm sorry, you're not even going to get them because they're on board for Biden.
Right.
They're like the never Trumpers are voting for Biden. Who are you trying to get to vote for you, man? You know what it is? It's
He
because
just wanted his name in the media.
it's because
for
he's
a
going to
little
lose. It's because he's going to lose his seat.
Oh.
So
yeah.
He knows he's going to lose what he
Yes.
already has.
Well, because
okay.
no one's going to check the box for independent in his district. They're going to check R or D.
Right.
So he knows he's going to lose, so he's trying to go out with a bang. They're saying that AOC might run a primary against Schumer in New York.
That's right. I heard about that.
And I think this is partly because if she does, she knows she'll lose. Her primary is coming up in, I think, 1 month?
Right, and
No,
she
about
actually
a month
has
and a half.
someone that it might take her
Michelle
seat, right?
Caruso Cabrera,
Right.
a Reagan
I heard about
Democrat,
that.
kind of moderate.
Yeah.
So she's like this woman, Michelle Caruso Cabrera, is very clearly a Democrat.
Yeah.
Very clearly got progressive values. But boy, does she come off as sane. And she's being attacked
Good.
for being conservative.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Because apparently, like, she wrote a book.
Conservative Democrats. I like the
They've
sound
existed.
of that.
Interesting.
They've existed.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
So she wrote a book where she said, like, less government spending and bloat and exploitation and stuff. And it was, like, very rational, moderate, urban, Democrat sounding stuff. I didn't read the book.
Yeah.
But compared to, like, AOC, I'm willing to bet people are going to flock to her in the
Yeah, I
primary.
think so.
We'll see, though. We'll see. AOC became a celebrity, so who knows?
Kinda.
But Ocasio-Cortez knows that she might lose the primary. So what does she do? If she launches a primary against Schumer, she can say, "Oh well, I'm not even running for Congress now."
Yeah.
And she might get it because she's a celebrity.
True.
So we'll see. Hey Zeus says, glad to have the band back together. Always a fun listen while on the zero turn. Beanie Squad. You
Beanie
know it.
Squad.
Appreciate it. Damian Maddox says $2 simply for saying casting couch. Casting couch. Wolfsbane says, hey Tim and Lydia, just finished watching Apocalypse Now before watching your stream. Hope you are well rested from your trip. It was great. The van is amazing. It is amazing.
It's a cool van.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But we tried to limit all contact, so we just stopped at gas stations. We didn't do anything interesting or go anywhere. King Canuck says, welcome back, Tim. Why are you hosting Adamcast? How dare you? That is the chair of Soy Jesus. Super chat sent at 8:01. Nice camera setup. Have a good one.
Nice.
And
I love this.
but there was also Ian, who was like also a kind of a Soy Jesus,
Yeah.
like
An acolyte. Yeah.
an acolyte.
Cosmic Garth actually is
Cosmic Garth.
Yeah, after a few episodes they rested on Cosmic Garth.
Yeah.
And it's great.
I love it.
It fits him so well.
I like that.
Cuz he's pretty out there.
Yeah.
We love Ian.
Xerosifer says, hey Tim, I wanted to address something you say commonly about principles and quitting work. I am with you and always stood my ground or left, but now I have 3 kids to take care of. If I still followed your advice, I feel that would be more selfish. I hear that. And as someone who doesn't have a family, I can understand my limited perspective on the issue. But when I look at all of these, you've got a combination of real life stories and fictional stories about how family is always the tool where people are exploited by government and people in power and criminals and kidnappers and stuff. It's always about targeting what they think can make you weak. This is why the United States doesn't pay terrorists ransom after they kidnap Americans. This is why if somebody in the Middle East kidnaps an American, the only promise you will get is the State Department unleashing a bunch of Black Hawk helicopters where a bunch of dudes drop out with guns and take you out and everyone around you. Because as soon as they say, oh, please don't hurt our citizens, we'll pay you anything, they keep doing it. So here's what I've always said. If you want to come after me, fine, bring it on. You come after my family, you're not going to make me flinch at all. Sorry. I'll take those risks, but I'm not going to create that vulnerability for myself. So I've actually had friends get mad at me for saying that. They're like, what? And I'm like, dude, if I went around saying like you could get to me through other people, that's the first thing people would do every single time.
True.
Now I get it. People are talking about like work and standing up for yourself. I'd still do it. I'd go live in the woods and I'd grow food and I'd hunt wild boar before I would, give in to any of these lunatic authoritarians. Maybe it's a pipe dream. Maybe it's big talk. Maybe it wouldn't be as easy. So maybe I'm wrong. But I'm sure I probably can't. I can't know for sure because I don't have a family. So to all of you who actually have one, you're probably saying you wouldn't understand, and that's probably true. I can only say that, huh? Haywood. Last name Jab Lomé says, "Here's your F in a chat." Thank you.
Yes. Respect.
S. Gravois says, keep it going, Tim. Appreciate it. I'm just going to pronounce all these names wrong because I can see people trying to, get me to say stuff.
Yep.
Simon.
I just read it. I love it.
Well, no, YouTube will nuke the channel.
Oh, their
that
names
kind of
alone?
mispronunciation.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
they send in names that are not
This
nice.
This name
I
would,
see that.
would trigger one of the
Really?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Are you serious?
Have a heart.
Suggestive statements on
Yeah.
YouTube are an instant demonetization and deranking.
Terrible people.
Come on.
Terrible.
Simon says, Tim, please look at South Island independence movement in New Zealand. Even if you don't report on it, you might think it's interesting. Really? South Island? That's like nobody lives there. Everybody lives in the North Island, I'm pretty sure. Chuck Morris says, Tim Jong-pool, our beloved leader, is back. Don't you know it? N.S. Greeny says, awesome new studio, spin the UFO. Loved your episode with Joe. Here's $5 of my extra money to spend. Hope my stocks grow. Any new plans for the show? We moved to a bigger, brighter, better area. We have... Did I show the jam cam already? I did, right?
I don't think you did. Oh.
Boom, the jam cam.
Yeah, I called it the casting couch.
Yeah, the casting couch.
So this is preliminary. We still got to do art stuff. We still got to do some design stuff. We can actually change the color of the lights in this room. It's really great. And now we can actually have live music. This is deceptive. We actually have a big studio mixer set up so we can do pianos and like guitar, bass, drums, and maybe even violin at some point. So, we'll see how things play out.
Yep.
Benito says the team is back together. Yes. The band is back together.
Yeah, man.
Alan Robertson says, love you, Tim and Adam, and the nameless woman. No, that's Lydia.
I do have a name. Here, hold on.
She's got a name.
She has
and a face.
I even have an @ Look at that.
You can
Sour Patch
follow her.
Lids.
Boom. You can
Sour
actually
Patch Lids.
see her
Totally
tag
can.
now.
There
Now,
you go.
I know we have it on display, but for
There we
those that
go.
are listening, it's
Yeah.
Sour Patch Lids with a Y, L-Y-D-S.
Yeah.
Because
As
the
in-
iTunes people might be like, how do you spell it?
As in Lydia.
Lydia. Fuse Magazine says, we miss you. Glad you are back. Appreciate it. Saint Grizzly says, please make a t-shirt that has a beanie logo and a quote, harumph, I say, I will buy it. There is a shirt with a beanie on it.
I
It
don't see
doesn't
it.
say-
it anywhere, but I think
It
it's in
doesn't
the
say
kitchen.
harumph, I say.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like link. Oh, it's in the link display. It's in the link.
Yeah, the
Click the
merch.
link below and you should
Teespring link.
see
Yeah,
it.
it's there. Yeah, it's there.
So I made a joke shirt that I thought I was really proud of the graphic. It's the left wing revolution fist, and it's holding a bike lock, and it says liberals get the bike lock too. And the story of this is that in I think it was Berkeley, someone wrote liberals get the bullet too on the wall, and then after that dude went up the bike lock and bashed people, I jokingly took the revolution fist, put a bike lock in it, and wrote liberals get the bike lock too. It's meant to be satire. I got in trouble. And I got my merchandising pulled from my channel briefly because of it.
Oh, seriously?
They didn't say anything because they don't have a strike implementation for like breaking the rules, I guess. But it just vanished one day. And so I got some words from someone at Google that wasn't bad, but gave me a hint, nudge, nudge, get rid of that. It looks like a call to violence. And I was like, all right, I got rid of it. I think it's still up though. I don't know. But I know a bunch of people.
I don't remember seeing it. I saw that skateboard though.
Yeah, I have a skateboard of it. So a bunch of people bought them. And I went to an event and people were wearing them.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'd have bought that.
Yep. Yeah. All right, let's
yeah.
read some more.
It's funny.
Arturo says, CNN says Kim's back. They do like their tyrants. Yep, absolutely. Alan McGowan says, finally, Soycast is over. Welcome back, Tim.
We are so appreciative that Adam held it down for us. We left on a dime, dude.
Yeah, we left. What happened was David Pakman reached out to me and said, would you be interested in doing like a thing with like you, me, and Joe when we talk politics? And I thought that'd be really cool because, we disagree. And I'm sure David thought he would, have a bunch of really good points, and so did I. But then with the lockdown, it couldn't happen. So at the very last minute, like a week out, I hit up Joe and I was like, so are we going to do anything? Because like, I'm not interested in doing Skype, to be honest. Like, I would appreciate the opportunity, but I think it's like we do a real show or we don't. And, Joe said, hey, man, if you want to come down, I'm still down, but you got to consider like isolation, lockdown, social distancing. And I was like, right, that's the problem. Not only that, if I flew, that will be a ton of contact between people we probably don't want because we want to be responsible. But also, they could cancel the flight. And then I was like, but I do have that van. And he was like, I mean, yeah, if you're down, that'd be cool. And I'm like, I'll do it. I'm gonna hop in the van right now. I'm gone. And then we hopped in the van and we took off.
I believe it was an hour and 12 minutes before. I guess I should back up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it was an hour and 12 minutes before the Monday show that I did. I was just like, well, I'm just gonna do the show, whatever.
Yeah,
and Adamcast was born.
I was like, bro, I'm getting in the van. I'm gone. It's Adamcast now.
It's Adamcast.
No, actually, I didn't put it. You put Adamcast.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you were like Adamcast.
Well, I left TimcastIRL, but then I followed it by Adamcast.
Adamcast.
I was like, this is my cast now.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's read some more of these here. Super chats.
I had a good time.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. My bad.
James Wilson says, Tim, I've been donating to timcast.com/donate for over a year now, and I'm curious, should I stop donating there and move that to joining this channel IoT? Watch the streams. I cannot view, and I don't know what IoT stands for. Wait, and joining this channel. No, YouTube takes a ton of money if you join this channel. And I also want to make sure it's clear, like, this show is an entirely separate entity from my personal content. So the contributions you put here, if you're so inclined and would rather do it, contribute to everybody. And if you go to timcast.com/donate, it's for like my individual channels. So
donate here is what he's saying.
Yeah. Well, but here's what you should consider is that the timcast.com/donate, I get I think PayPal takes like 1 to 2%, and YouTube takes 35%. So just do what you want to do. Like, look, if you guys are willing to donate to help support the content, do it however you see fit. These are troubling times, so I certainly wouldn't want anyone to give up money if you can. Holly Movie Star says Kurt Russell Escape from New York was a documentary.
Oh.
Or Division. The Division.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Division.
Yeah. iGuy says, I send the locust on the wind, such as the world has never seen, on every stalk of every leaf until there's nothing left of green. I send the swarm, I send the horde, thus saith the Lord. All right.
Well spoken.
Yes. Kyle Miller says, Tim, how would you feel if Trump activated Directive 51 due to C-19 and announced in a Palpatine-like speech that he is reforming the U.S. into the U.S. empire, then declares war on China for C-19?
Huh.
I would not be happy.
No.
But I gotta admit, how epic would it be if Donald Trump was in a robe in a floating cylindrical platform in the Senate going, China has taken an attempt on my life, leaving me scarred and deformed. I am reforming the U.S. into the first American empire.
How do you combine those two dudes? I don't know how to make that sound.
That's pretty good. Do it. I don't know.
That was pretty good.
Combining Palpatine and Trump.
Not bad.
They're not
Could
the
you imagine? Someone should make that meme. I am reforming America into the first U.S. empire. People are going to love it. It's the best. We're the best empire. David Campbell says, is Kim still alive just like Cuomo stayed in quarantine? Yeah.
Sure.
Dark Renji says, welcome back, Timothy, my guy. Question though. Why do you tell people to check out your other channel, Timcast, when the video is already on Timcast? Because it's not. This is how YouTube has set it up. I have two channels. I have youtube.com/timcastnews and I have youtube.com/timcast. So I've actually started to try clarifying this now because people don't realize, because the channel name says Timcast, I don't know why it says that. The channel is actually called Timcast News. They don't realize that if you type youtube.com/Timcast, it's a completely different channel. Yeah. So I have to somehow, I don't know why that is. Don't look at me. YouTube did that.
The more you know.
They changed my original channel to Tim Pool because of Google Plus and then deleted Google Plus. and now it's left as Tim Pool, and then for some reason the other channel turned into Timcast when it's Timcast News. I have no idea.
What the heck?
Like this one's TimcastIRL, and the other one is Timcast News, but they got rid of it for some reason.
YouTube.
Don't ask me.
YouTube chat.
Thank you.
Michelle M, thank you for the super chat. Graf von Tyrol says Democrats wanted Trump to be the tyrant they accuse him of doing all the time to handle the virus. This litmus test proved he's a pretty poor tyrant, but boy, do the Dems love abusing power. Look, you know, I had...
It really is telling, isn't it?
I had somebody that I've known for a long time, like, post on Facebook that I was biased or something. And I'm like, Trump and Bill Barr are complaining about the lockdown. For whatever reason, I don't know. I don't care. I'm not going to speculate as to their motivation. But, right, they're defending the Constitution. You don't have the right to tell people they can't have a party. Like in Chicago, they said they're going to start arresting, jailing people who have parties. Now, the First Amendment says peaceably assemble. It doesn't say for why.
Yeah.
If I want to assemble to talk about, you know, I don't know, Kim Kardashian or Drake, whatever the reason,
Random.
I'm allowed to do it. What's the point? Like people who
Yeah.
are partying aren't talking about politics.
Right.
They're talking about celebrity whatever and music and stuff.
Yeah.
They have a right to do so.
I agree.
So you can ask them. You can say, please don't
It's
do this.
crazy.
And if they want to do it, you can't do nothing about it.
And it's the Democrat states.
Right, it is. It's like, dude, I'm not making up the Democrats are doing this.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
not biased. Say they're literally doing it.
Yep.
The only difference is that I disagree with them doing it. Therefore, like, so people are like, oh, but you're pro right wing. It's like, well, I'm pro Constitution. The right happens to be defending it.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say to that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I'm not talking about their policy on you know life and
Oh,
choice.
man.
Wash Your Hand says the real question is, did you two share a bed in the van down by the river? The van actually has 3 different sleeping arrangements.
Boom.
Yeah, the plan for the van was to actually have a full staff. Well, 3, maybe even 4 people if one person wants to sleep in the swivel chair uncomfortably. But we have a cool setup. It's a foam thing that comes out. It's a cot. Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, the dude Neil who designed it, very clever feller. There's a storage bin with a big, like, it's a big bench seat, but you can lift it up, slide it out, and a piece comes down, and then you've got like an 8-foot long cot. It's amazing.
But you didn't
we did.
answer the question.
The answer is no, and we had hotels too.
Yeah. We got
So,
it covered. Got it covered.
Aaron Garcia says, no, I thought the first thing I said was no. We have 3 sleeping
I'm
arrangements.
just poking at you.
Yeah.
Aaron Garcia says, glad you're back. Appreciate it. Michelle M says, Comet, Brendan, and Struck should be charged with treason. Who's Comet? I don't know. Comey. Oh.
Comet.
Yes, the T and the Y are next to each
Yeah.
other. I was like, is that a reference to that pizza place?
No.
Jeremiah says, I am actively timestamping this one right now. Soy Jesus, did you try making vegan herbwurst yet?
No.
Or was it herbswurst?
Herb's worst.
Also, Tim x Lydia shippers, stop please. It's bad. Yeah.
Please no.
No, yeah, this person super chat us last week sometime talking about it's made from, I forget, peas. It's some sort of just herbs and peas and something like
Lentils?
that. It's basically sausage, but vegan sausage, but you make it yourself.
Yeah.
It sounds really good. I remember that super chat. I haven't tried it yet, but I definitely am interested. Thanks for reminding me. Appreciate that.
I decided today to cut out dairy.
Yes.
Yeah, Adam's super excited.
I'm very happy.
Well, it's because when we were on the trip, they have these coffees. I actually have one. Let me grab it.
Wait. Product.
We went to a
They're
gas
gross.
station. Well, I'm not sponsored, but you don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't.
think
I don't
they're
like. I don't like monsters.
Oh,
It's oat milk Monster, and I was like, this is really good because it tastes like a bowl of oatmeal, like cinnamon brown sugar oatmeal.
It's good.
And so then I was like,
Gross.
we actually have oat milk here because I also think it's delicious. And I was like, well, you know what, man? It's not a vegan thing. Sorry, Adam. It's just like,
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, I'm partially lactose intolerant.
I'm still happy about
part
it.
Asian in me actually. And so I was thinking, I was watching a video by Neen actually.
You just love slipping that in there.
What, partial Asian?
Yep.
Partially.
But
Asian? Yep.
this is legitimate.
No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
that actually
No, I
is,
understand.
it's
Yeah.
racially connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
Oh
is.
no, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. Thanks.
But
Thanks.
we mentioned him before. Neen Williams, pro skateboarder. He did a video with Chipotle, and he was talking about his like moderate protein, fat, low carb diet.
Okay.
And he's like a super like health fitness pro skater dude. And I saw this ad and I saw him eating this food, and I was like, yeah, man, I gotta cut out the dairy.
Yeah,
It's
man.
too much.
I would rather
much.
eat meat again than have dairy in my
Well,
diet.
I'm not cutting out meat
For sure.
but I figured it's better to get more leafy greens, eat healthier. Because look, when we went on this trip, like it's a combination of things. We went on this trip across the country. You eat trash, dude. The garbage we put in our mouths, ooh, it was awful.
It's fun though.
Like we would go to some places and it's like, let's try
Gross.
and eat better. And what do they have? They have like these. You ever see those gross sandwiches at gas stations?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like
I don't miss those.
here's the funny thing. They're cut in triangles, and
Really?
you Yeah. So it's like 2 triangle pieces
Oh, yeah.
in the thing.
Right,
and you
right.
can see the meat. But it's very obvious when you open the bread that they had the bread and a machine went, like it just plopped a sphere, like a circle into the bread and then it mashed it.
That's so gross.
I know. And so like that was our choice.
No.
We did have Subway. Subway's great.
I like Subway, actually.
It's
Yeah, Subway was
consistent.
good.
They've got
Yeah.
really good vegan patties. They're yummy.
cool.
Yeah,
I
the
like those.
mushroom ones, right? They're like made of mushroom or something. Yeah, I think it's mushroom.
Yeah, maybe.
But man, the amount of
They're
bad
good,
food
though.
I ate, and so I was thinking like, what can I do better to eat better? And then I was watching this thing with Neen, and he's like eating this fresh Chipotle with like fresh
Chipotle's
chicken.
good, too.
He puts the guac on it, and I'm like, you know what I want to do? It's not like a paleo thing, but it kind of is a paleo thing. Like you know how paleo works, right?
A little bit.
I'm still gonna eat bread and stuff, but I was just like, I could probably do better. You know what I mean? Be more conscious about what I'm eating. Anyway, herbs worst.
Yeah.
When we'll see when you make it.
Yeah.
Daniel Smith says Joe tried to assassinate Tim with the water. Oh yeah,
Yeah. Tried to take you
Yep.
out.
Hutch the Wolf says, Tim, I watched you on Rogan last week. Enjoyed the talk about aliens. Are there any plans to cover those topics or other conspiracy theories on this podcast anytime soon? Actually, right now.
I really hope so.
Actually,
Yeah.
right now we have the.
Are we about to?
man.
Yeah, we have it pulled up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we're gonna do the New York defying thing next.
Right.
But we have Japan is preparing for official, contact response or something.
What, for aliens?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Well, no,
Cool,
it's a
I'm
UFO
excited.
policy. So
Ah.
we'll talk about the
Protocol,
aliens are coming.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, man, the aliens are coming, and
Finally.
they're slower.
Finally.
I said this. Do you remember when I said this? That
Yeah, I remember you said
they
this, yeah.
slowly release information so that everyone gets bored with it. Then when the Pentagon finally says, "Oh yeah, by the way, this is real," everyone's like, "And we already knew
we
that."
knew that. I think, and I said this last week. I was like, we're not stupid. I mean, like, come on, people can handle it. There's a lot of people that might not handle it, but I think the majority out there could be like, yeah, okay,
You got to do it carefully.
sure.
though. I'm not saying I actually think aliens are coming. I'm saying that it's a fun idea. These are always fun ideas. I don't know. Let's see. Arturo says, "Are you going to make merch with Harumph I say and a beanie drawing? Perhaps, or we'll make beanies, but we're locked down." So, Kevin says, "Rip to homie. Kim was my sister." Oof. James Merriweather says, "Just wanted to say, glad to have you back, Tim and Lydia. Also, Adam did the show in an excellent fashion. You two should be proud."
Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Appreciate that.
Titan, thanks for the
Thank you.
super chat. Chuck Morris says, "Where was the ginger lass? Missed her." She's back.
I'm back.
The ginger lass. Talbot Links says, "If Cuomo runs it will end his career. Too much drama in the family, and Trump knows the Cuomos." For sure, I agree. That's why
Probably. Yeah.
we'll see what happens. Michael Connor says, "Soy Jesus has been orange pilled. Now to orange pill the beanie. Also, lull to Hillary Obama ticket. People still really hate her."
It's true.
Dude, I can't believe somebody would even write that. It's like, what are you thinking, man?
making
Don't do it.
stuff
Just
up.
stop. Just put
Yeah.
the pen down.
Yeah, stop it, please.
The Buzz CJC says, H.A. Goodman has been saying for the past year that Hillary will get drafted. I believe this is most likely. Man, I'd love to see it. And I got to admit, it would be funny if she did win.
People really do hate her, though, still.
I know, man.
How?
They didn't.
I think it would hurt the Democrats more if they did
Yeah,
that.
the Bernie people were blindsided by Biden sweeping Michigan
Yeah.
because Bernie won last time.
Right.
And then
Because they hated Hillary.
they hated Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Dude.
And
What a
Hillary,
mistake.
Hillary probably knew that. That's why she waited till now to get slipped into the ticket.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Make it a last minute.
She couldn't do it
That's-
legitimately.
Because if she ran in the
Radar.
primary, the hit pieces would be would be sweeping like crazy.
Yep.
So this is her chance to get in without all of the negative press in the lead up.
Yep.
They want to avoid like an email scandal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if no one sees it coming, right now Trump and his campaign can't target Hillary. She's immune. She's not running.
Right.
And if they draft at the very last minute, what's he going to do? She wants it. She thinks she deserves it.
They don't have to do anything. He's going to debate Biden, and it's going to be over.
Or they'll swap him out.
Oh gosh.
Great.
What if they swapped out Biden for Hillary like a day before?
Then I would absolutely
They couldn't do
100% vote for Trump.
That would seal the deal.
I'm dead
huh?
serious. That's
man.
that's
Oh,
not
man.
democracy.
Yeah, that's not.
It's funny
okay.
because even like in 2016, I did not have that mentality.
Right.
I was like, I'm not going to vote for either of them. I don't
Yeah.
care. Today I almost don't. Today I'd probably I'd rather vote for Trump over. You know what it is? Mm-hmm. That Trump actually proved himself. As
Yep.
much as the left doesn't want to admit it, like any compliment of Trump is heresy. It's like, dude, the economy was doing really well. Like,
Yeah.
just stop playing games, man. You can criticize a guy for wasting money on the wall if you think he wasted money, but that didn't really impact most people.
Yep.
You want to complain about spending? This is what I don't get. They're like, Donald Trump is wasting our money on this pointless wall. Let's print more money and not open the economy back up. It's like, who's wasting more money? You're just printing it and throwing it into the air. Like, at least the wall made some sense. Like, I understand. I'm in favor of the stimulus too, but like, come on, let's be real. Like, you're disrupting the economy, keeping it shut down longer than it needs to be. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start speeding things up, so I apologize if we miss your super chat, but we have many, and they are just coming and coming. So a Handy Redneck says, love y'all, but the back and forth camera swaps need to go. The old format with both in shot seemed more natural for conversation. The back and forth might as well be Skype.
That's what I was saying.
But we have the exact same setup.
Well, this shot is a little different, and people have been talking about. Some people love this shot. Some people hate this shot because it is different. I don't know. I don't mind it.
Get used to it. We did the same swaps last time.
Yeah.
We didn't really change it. We're doing the same thing.
Yeah. We're both in the shot. We're chatting.
Dwayne Thompson says, I've heard a story. The de Blasio changed his name. I think you drove by my house in Amarillo, or who else is thinking Mini Tim? No. Justin Four says, can PM banned, Canadian PM banned all AR-15 10 variants, AWs, and certain caliber semi-rifles bypassed Parliament by using OIC like an EO. 150 to 250K rifles banned. Owners could have to hand over their guns. The shooter was not licensed. And there's a viral video right now where Trudeau is like, we're never going to take away your guns. It'll never happen. And then he literally does it.
Yep.
Daniel Ashley says, the inability to pull out in time runs in the Biden family. Woo, spicy. Gary Richards says, I'm literally paying you to switch your seats back. Oh, you don't like that we've flipped now?
It is the opposite.
It's confusing.
It's kind of funny. Although my shot is almost the same because
it's angled.
Well, I mean, you were there, so we were. Yeah, I guess it's just flipped. Yeah, I guess it is. It's just
exact
flipped.
inversion.
Yeah.
Love it.
LaSalle Rhymes says, Adam, you did great filling in. You did great filling in. I'm assuming you mean for Tim. Welcome back, Tim. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I had a lot of fun.
Non-Servium says, does anybody else feel it's a violation of someone's rights to ban them off every platform and not let them speak against major corporations, bad-mouthing them? Feeling bad for gay frogs. Okay. I heard something about Laura Loomer suing. Did you hear about this?
No.
So this is really clever.
Who's Laura Loomer?
So she is a very high-profile, like, conservative personality.
Okay.
She's very, I don't know what the right word is for it. Like, maybe I don't want to say ostentatious.
She's bombastic.
No, not even. Like,
you don't think so?
No, it's not the right word for it. She's very present.
Okay.
She's like very loud, very active, and very aggressive, and very prominent. Like, she was gaining followers like crazy. Look, man, I know a lot of people don't like her, and a lot of people really like her. None of that matters to me. What matters is that she was very effective. She knew how to get press.
Okay.
Like, she chained herself to Twitter's doors and was like trending on Twitter. Yeah, and that's why I think that's one of the reasons they had to get rid of her, because she really, really knew how to manipulate the press.
Wait, she chained herself to their actual...
The doors of Twitter HQ.
So she was trending literal and figuratively on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's great.
On Twitter. Well, so what's happening now is she's running for Congress. And so they filed an FEC complaint arguing that by banning her from Twitter and not giving her a chance to campaign, they're giving free in-kind donations to her opponent.
Ah.
And so because of equal time laws and donation rules. No, they didn't bring her back. She's suing.
They didn't. Oh,
yeah, I think she is. I think she is. I think I saw this. I could be wrong, but it's very, very clever because, I mean, I got to be honest. I think she's right 100%. You don't got to like her, but the fact that they're removing someone who's running for office and then giving free access on social media to their opponent, we cannot have that.
Yep.
And so,
Makes sense.
We've had the equal time law. Like, if SNL wants to have the Republican, they got to have the Democrat or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not Twitter and Facebook? And
Makes
the
sense.
precedent has to be set.
Yep.
I think she might win. What?
Okay, so we were talking about this in November, I think.
Yeah.
And they actually dismissed the case that she brought against the Twitter for their ban.
Yeah, but this wasn't the FEC complaint, was it?
Oh, does she have a second one?
Yeah,
the only thing
look
I
up
can
the
find...
FEC complaint. This is the Federal Election Commission complaint. Did you find it?
Complaint. Oh, that was filed in January of this year. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's attempted to sue before that didn't work.
Yeah,
So
the
maybe
lawsuit
FEC
didn't make sense because they were like, it's a private company.
Yeah.
But the FEC complaint is something totally different. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know, but I think your argument is correct.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
You know, it's not about politics.
Really curious.
Let's read some more. Maximum Casey says, quote, Tim Pool says he never takes his beanie off. in the shower. Am I a, quote, journalist yet?
Yep.
Also, hello, Tim, Adam, and Lydia from Orange County, CA. How's it going?
What's going on?
Did you guys go down to the Huntington protests? Yeah, because you saw that, right? 3,000 or so people.
I saw it, yeah.
Morph1 says, glad to see you on Rogan. You kicked ass as usual. I think I mentioned it a few days before you left. Then look forward to it all week when I heard the news. Good job, man. Keep it up with the great content. Yeah, it was fun, man. I love hanging out with Joe. And we just, time flies because we're like talking about all the stuff. When, like, before we even started the show, we started just talking. And then he had to, like, stop, save it. This is good. And I'm like, yeah. Like, we were talking about homeless crisis stuff and a lot of stuff that never made it in because there's not enough time.
That's how it works.
Elite says, I was playing Xbox one night, talked some serious S, and got banned mid-sentence. I was playing my local area, Seattle, maybe Gates himself. I also played with with Paul Walker and Selena Gomez. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, people don't realize that if we say the wrong thing, the stream could be deleted instantly. While we're streaming, it would just disappear.
What, was he just playing and like just a multiplayer game or
Got
something?
banned mid-sentence.
Were you streaming?
He was playing.
Just playing.
Yeah, they do this.
And
Totally, man.
What?
Yep.
Never heard of that before.
Yep. The backpacking trombonist says the CIA made uncannily realistic masks 30 or 40 years ago. If a powerful person wanted an actual body double today, I doubt any of us would really be able to tell the difference.
Probably.
I mean, they can just digitally manipulate photos. That's the
Right.
thing about the body doubles. Like, they could have just edited his teeth.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know, man. Maybe he's got bad teeth. Eric says, do you think we'll see the biggest change in social justice, non-governmental like entertainment diversity, social justice governmental like reparations, to a bringing back trade and manufacturing? Do you think we'll see the biggest change is... I have no idea.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't answer it better, man. Apologize. Chet Chisholm says, he wouldn't be up and going that soon after having CPR and being resuscitated. His sternum would have been broken from his rib cage and need to be wired back together. It's a long recovery time after that.
Yeah, and he looked healthy.
Yeah.
So I was thinking he had that mole on his wrist. If they did a heart catheterization, they would go in through his wrist.
And
So
remove the mole?
No, it's not a mole. They removed it.
Yeah,
I was
the
thinking
mole
it
is
was on the
gone.
body double, so-called body double. Or
No,
on
he
this
had the
new
mole,
version of
and the
him.
body double didn't have a mole.
Interesting. I was going to say if there's stuff on his wrist, it might be from that heart procedure. Because they're right. Full-on heart surgery is broken sternum and weeks
Oh, yeah.
recovery.
All right, let's read some more. What do we got here? Alternative JK says, welcome back, Tim and Lydia. You guys are correct. Korean last names do go before the first names, which is common in Asian cultures. Plus, want to give this super chat to Adam for being a great host.
Thank
Aw,
you.
Adam.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Adam.
Appreciate that.
And we just got the big jump. Gotta love it when the super chat jumps like that. So now let's try and figure out where we were. I don't know. Wow, that was a really big jump.
Well,
gotta love YouTube and
yeah.
how they...
I appreciate all the love you guys are giving me. Thank you.
He really held it down.
There we go.
really
I
well.
had a fun time.
Amin Soul, thanks for becoming a member.
Thank you.
Jessica says, Kim Jong-un is believed to have had plastic surgery around the time he became supreme leader to look more like his grandfather, Kim Il-sung. So I would really want to verify the dates of those photos. Yeah, interesting. David S. says, small donation for all your work. Appreciate it. Jason and Patrice, thanks for joining and becoming members.
Thank you.
Kevin says, the new Kim doesn't have killer eyes. The old one does. That's the difference. The body double can't fake that. You can't change the eyes. Unfortunately, I recognize them.
The eyes did look different. I was saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trent says, Jacob Hornberger 2020. I don't know who that is.
Same.
JDNX says, $1 million idea. In merch store, have a t-shirt with Voldemort's name on it and market it as a magical garment that renders one immune to video evidence. You'll make millions. Wow, that's actually a really good idea.
Because they'll erase you from the image.
If you wear that shirt and someone films you and puts it on YouTube, they will remove the video.
That's smart. It
Dude,
works. That's a good point.
If I was a celebrity in Hollywood and paparazzi were after me, I would just
Jeez.
put it on a front, back, hat, pants.
Yep.
Take a picture. It's like, you can't put it up on the internet now because Google's going to remove it. Facebook will
Nice.
too. Yup. That's amazing.
Yep.
Creepy and clever.
Yeah.
Isaac says, welcome back from your extended date, you two. Not happening. Do you think that the DNC waters are too toxic for a popular person, given how much they've been running rampant and being insane? Yeah, maybe. Like even if they got a good candidate, they're still toxified by the weird behavior and the weird ideologies they embraced, open borders and stuff like that. I don't know if it would.
I don't recognize them as Democrats anymore.
I don't know what they are.
They're not Democrats.
I know. Yeah,
It's
they're
not. It's not accurate.
That's what I was talking to a friend, and they got mad at me because I always make videos where I'm like, the Democrats did this, and they were like, when you say that, you're referring to me, and I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, based on everything you've told me and you believe, you
Yeah.
wouldn't be anything to do with them.
Right.
And they were like, well, then they changed. And I'm like, well, congratulations. They own the name.
Right.
So if you don't like what they're doing, stop aligning yourself with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boom.
Jesse, thanks for the super chat. Mark the Cyborg says, I work for a channel, Gaming with Geeks, which has received a copyright strike from Sony because we talked about publicly available The Last of Us 2 leaks. Have you heard about the situation? I did. They're
Yeah.
even going after posts on Reddit.
Really?
Yeah, if you post on Reddit, they like take it down. It's nuts.
Wow.
Eagle says, Tim, a member of all your channels. Question is, have you ever done a review of Margaret Singer? I would like an independent review and all you take care. She's the Planned Parenthood woman, right?
I don't know who that
Margaret
is.
Singer?
Yep, she was the
Not sure.
original one.
Yeah, she was a eugenicist, I think.
She was ahead of the
okay.
Nazis.
She was
Good
what?
For her. She was ahead of the Nazis. They got their ideas from her.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
she
that
was,
was
in
like-
front of them, you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I thought you meant like she was ahead of like a group. I was like,
No,
wait,
no,
what?
no. Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was a eugenicist. Yep. Creepy. James Wilson, thanks for becoming a member.
Thank you.
Professor Roman Dev says, how much money do we have to raise for you to do a whole podcast with the Trump voice? 20 grand.
Let's do it.
Yep.
20 grand.
One podcast.
Hanking around
20
says,
grand.
Boomer in a strange world. Thanks for bringing the gap. Who is Adam? LOL.
I'm Adam.
Trump's not.
Adam.
Trump's actually
There you
not
go.
that easy to impersonate. I can
It's a
impersonate
unique
some.
voice.
Well, he also has this weird like down turn, and when he talks, like it's like it's a down tone unique to Trump and how he speaks.
Yeah.
And you've got to nail it, and it's really hard to get.
Yeah.
Some people probably do. I'm not a professional
You
comedian.
do a pretty good job, though.
I didn't say so.
Boycott China. Like, goes China. Goes
Yeah.
down. Goes
Yep.
down. Kami says, are you going to cover The Last of Us 2 Naughty Dog woke leaks? Also, how they are issuing false copyright strikes on videos discussing the leaks without showing any of the leaked material. I mean, maybe. I just got back, so I haven't dug into it too much, but I'll take a look. We'll see what happens. Drunk Shovel says, Ebswurst is an old portable pea soup. You can eat it cold like a sausage or mix it into soup. Oh, cool. It usually has bacon and fat in it. It's very good and traditional, plus it's interesting. It lasts ages. That's cool. We should make some, totally.
Yeah, yeah.
Shane Kerwood says, the Dave Foley van Down by the River reference went way over Tim's head, LOL. One of the best Chris Farley, David Spade, Phil Hartman skits of all time. What do you mean went over my head? I
classic.
absolutely know
Yeah,
the
he
Chris
knows
Farley
exact-
Down by the River.
Yeah, whoa, was this? Did this happen today? I don't remember
I don't
you
know.
missing it.
I routinely said I'm going to take my van down by the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live in a
Constantly.
van down by the river.
You're ready for it. Of course, I'm
Different-
going to have to move my car. It's in the
Yeah.
way. But.
Different Gnome says Joshua Norton was the first emperor of U.S. guy from California who took what little money he had and ran an ad in the paper declaring himself emperor. And California just went along with it as a joke, but people like him.
That's my
Wow.
kind of guy. I like
Yeah.
that.
Joey says, Tim, with what you and Joe were talking about, how the Ark was a ship from Venus, there is a theory going around now that AI will be what was referenced as the Antichrist. Yeah, Joe. I guess Joe thought it was a silly idea until I started explaining what would happen if we sent a ship to Mars and how they would eventually lose touch with Earth if Earth collapsed.
Yeah, yeah.
Nato A says, you are amazing. Appreciate it. AJ Starhiker, thanks for the super chat.
Oh, they were talking to me. So
Oh,
thank
okay.
you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Tyler says, hi, Tim, a fan from New Zealand. Thanks for keeping me entertained with your content. Hopefully, NZ finishes lockdown in the next 2 weeks. A lot of businesses are feeling it in NZ. Well, that's the next segment we have.
Everywhere.
People in the U.S. just don't care anymore. Flying Peluche says, hey, man, glad to see you back. Getting through COVID-19 here. 010 would not recommend. Right on. I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Charlie Harris says, the only thing wrong with that shot is that you can't see the hottie. Glad to see you're back. Here's a donation towards your next cross country. Keep up the great work, guys. Looking good, Lydia.
you.
Well, Lydia's always had her own camera. Not always. We actually set it up, but she's not been in the.
It's just too
general
wide
shot.
of a shot. Yeah.
The room's not. The room's too big. DP says, please investigate Q and tell us about it. There's a lot of interesting things there. I don't know if I have the wherewithal to actually dig into something like that, to be honest. Darko says, what are your emotions having 11K people on your nightly stream? And tell me about that 12 string in the corner, please. It's beautiful.
It is a
Sounds
wonderful
wonderful.
guitar.
It sounds amazing.
But let me just tell you about having 11K people in a live stream.
Yeah.
I guess if one day you woke up and did a stream and also had 11,000 people, you'd be like, this is crazy. What's going on? And I'm eternally grateful to everybody who watches. It's amazing, but it's not an overnight thing. I used to do live streams where I was getting 50 to 60,000 people when they were on the ground breaking news. So it's like there's back and forth, there's up and down. Yeah. I remember before I went on Rogan the first time in it was last year, 2019.
Yeah.
I was getting like 50,000 views per video.
Okay.
And then I went on Rogan and all of a sudden I started getting like 80 to 100,000 per video.
Thank you, Rogan.
Yeah,
really.
yeah, absolutely.
It's great
a huge
teamwork.
show. And I gained 100,000 subs on each channel.
Yep.
And it was like before going on Rogan, I was like, wow, 50,000 views on a single video. Now I get like 300,000 per video. It's just, you keep working every day, you grow, and it's just, you're always where you are. It's like, I guess, you know, I did the video on Cuomo, Chris Cuomo, got like 500,000.
Yeah.
And that, I noticed, I was like, whoa, 550,000 views in this one video. But typically the views range in the exact same. Live viewers, you know, so when you build something up, it's just like, you feel the same, you know?
Yeah, I guess so.
The way it is.
I mean, when we started, we were getting maybe 2,000,
Right.
3,000 people when our first couple shows.
Yeah.
And it's just been growing, and seriously appreciate you guys just hanging out with us.
Start.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, like it wasn't like we went from 2K to like 15 overnight.
Yeah.
It was like every day it was 100, 200 more, 300 more, 400.
Yep.
And then we were like, wow, look, a lot of people are coming. Huh, how about that? That's
They
crazy.
really seem to like me.
Yeah, yeah.
True.
yeah,
It is
yeah.
very true. I like that. Yeah.
Let's see. Mark G says, Tim, since you were able to hack a drone to do a live cast, you should one-up yourself and do one of the first VR podcasts, and everyone can watch the podcast from the angle they want.
Well,
I
he's
pitched
working
that
on a Zeppelin.
6 years ago.
Oh yeah, the Zeppelin.
So I actually pitched a 3D mapped environment with the staff from Vice, where you could put on a VR headset and actually see the room 3D mapped. And what we would do is in the morning, we would 3D record one of the journalists explaining the current story.
Cool.
And so you put on the headset, you're in the newsroom, you walk up to somebody, and then you take your clicker and you tap them on the shoulder, and then it spins around and it plays the video of them saying, yo, what's up? Welcome to the newsroom. Well, here's the story I'm working on. Right now in Nicaragua, we're saying blah, blah, blah.
That's pretty cool.
And it was written down, it was put in paperwork, and then we don't do anything because that's how businesses work.
Nice.
Would have been cool, though. Let's see. Peeping Tom says, Tim, have you seen the documentary from Michael Moore, Planet of the Humans? It shows how all the current green programs are total BS. If you haven't, it's a must-watch. I've heard about it, and boy, are they mad at Michael Moore. They are tearing him apart over this one.
Yeah, they really are.
They're like,
they?
how dare you do this to us?
Just for the record, I see a lot of you super chatting me. I see my name showing up. He's skipping them because we don't have time, but
right on.
I see you guys,
Yeah.
and I appreciate
Yeah, sorry,
you.
we can't get to everybody.
That's all
We've
right.
got about a half an hour left.
But I
we got
still
2 more
appreciate you.
segments. Maximum Casey says, no, I didn't go to the HB protest, but have you heard about a federal judge in California recently issued a temporary injunction against the background check requirement on ammo, which lasted 48 hours? This is only the second injunction made recently. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, same.
All right, let's see. Let's take a
sort
look
of-
what's going over in New York and
New York
complain
City.
about quarantine. And
Let's
lockdown.
complain about it.
That. I like.
Let's
doing
complain
that.
about it. So we have this story from the Daily Mail. Quote, this is a slap in the face to medics risking their lives and dying on the front lines, aghast ER doctor. An Iraq war veteran is horrified at packed Central Park despite 16,000 New Yorkers dying in 8 weeks. Now, I believe I must clarify from an earlier point where I said, where is the media ragging on these people who are showing up to these New York parks disregarding all... Look at this. There's more people in the park than there are protesting in most of these places.
Yeah, I see it.
So here's my real issue. Obviously, we're seeing people criticize them. We're seeing this stuff get called out. But there is a certain sect of like left-wing digital media that keeps posting photos of Trump supporters and conservatives. And there's one photo of a guy yelling at a cop. He's got a pot leaf on his chest.
Oh yeah, what is up with that?
Why are they accusing that guy of being like a hardcore conservative? I mean, maybe he is and he's pro-pot. I'm just saying, like,
It doesn't make
it's
sense.
just a guy yelling at a cop. I don't know his political leanings.
And the cops just let him just let him yell at him. I don't get
But this
it.
is normal. Protests are like this.
Right.
So I did a segment where I showed a bunch of photos and videos from various protests, including Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
People are in the face of the cops, and the cops don't move and don't do anything.
Yep.
But they're trying to single these people out and act like it's special. It's like, let me ask you something. These people in the park who are ignoring your rules and your lockdowns, and they're not even giving the benefit of a protest, right? At least the conservatives, anti-lockdown protesters are telling you, we would like you to open up for these reasons.
Yeah.
These people are just saying, F you, I don't care.
Yeah.
And they're in New
basically.
York. These are not conservatives. This is not MAGA country.
That's classic New York attitude, though, right there.
Yeah, it sure is.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
psh, I don't care.
Dude,
I'm gonna
I
do
don't-
what I want to do.
How I don't understand how these cities can continue to function, to be honest.
I don't understand it.
There's a
Either.
capacity, right? There's like a
Yeah.
limit.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
too many people. It smells like sour milk. They're all living on top of each other, stacking higher and higher and higher. The bills are getting more expensive. You know what's really messed up is, like, one of the main reasons I bring this up is just like the hypocrisy.
Mm-hmm.
There was a post that went viral where someone said something like, all those illegal immigrants that you were mad about are the ones, farming your food while you are stuck in the quarantine. You should be grateful. And I was thinking, like, it's really messed up that you're happy that while you are in your New York apartment with your air conditioning and your government stimulus checks, you are celebrating the fact that there are at-risk non-citizens with no benefits getting paid below minimum wage to produce the food for you that you don't have to work for. Like, that seems kind of messed up. Maybe the reason people are upset over the illegal immigration is because it's a way for big corporations to bypass health laws and government benefits.
Yep.
But no, as long as it's, something they can blame Trump or rag on Trump, these are the stories that get passed by. So look, I get it, right? The media is talking about this. People are doing this stuff. But where is the digital media to come out and point out, what's going on? And I think, this is the same one.
You know what? I've go back to that picture.
Oh, here.
This picture right here, I've been in Central Park a lot. They're spread out. These people are really spread out for New York. Like, that usually is like 5 times thicker as far as people goes. Like, this is actually them maintaining some social distance. Obviously there's a couple people sitting together. They probably live together. I don't know. I'm just saying. They're
dude,
spread apart.
They're not like they're not.
A little bit. It's about perspective too. The camera angles, man.
The point is,
I've seen all these different articles about camera angles too. It's like showing the same thing.
The point is, it's stay at home.
Yeah.
Save lives.
But what's true for thee and not me is really apparent for a lot of different things right now.
These people just don't know and don't care.
And
you know what? Fine.
But cops aren't beating them up.
Well, the cops are giving them tickets.
Oh,
but there was the one guy, I think. So I think maybe this is it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For reason, a New York cop beat someone up over social distancing. Will NYPD policing finally change now? No.
No, it won't.
No, it won't.
And it's frustrating.
You know why? Because this dude, even though this was a black man challenging the police as they arbitrarily arrested someone, I do not expect we will see, protesters.
None of these cops were actually wearing masks.
You know what?
That's what blows me away. They're beating this dude up for not wearing a mask.
But you know why this one won't get play?
What?
Because the cop who did it was also black.
Oh, right.
So,
and both of these guys are. All three of these, men are.
What you could actually expect to see is them saying, when this black man challenged the lockdown orders, the cop beat him up and arrested him. And when the white people did it, nothing happened.
Okay.
That's like something they'd probably say. I don't think the reason they're not saying it right now is because the cop was also not white.
Okay.
So it doesn't fit a narrative that they can craft.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
But sure enough, what have we seen? We've seen, paddleboarder get arrested, woman at a park get arrested. This dude saw a guy getting arrested for no reason, and he said he didn't even do nothing.
Right.
The cop walked up to him, and he walked up to the cop, and the cop just goes boom and punches him in the face.
Yeah.
Why is it right now that it's the conservatives defending the unarmed black man who was just beaten up and arrested arbitrarily? Right. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't get it. It's like they're so desperate to cling to their tribalism that they're, I know what this one is. This article is about this woman who says shocking sensationalist stuff that I don't believe. Now, look, I believe COVID is dangerous. It's killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
We got to take this seriously. We got to, within reason. I actually think social distancing should remain, but we need to reopen things. You can social distance while not quarantining.
Yeah, you can wear a mask. We can
disinfect stuff.
Stay clean. Yeah, exactly.
And we can get business going again. So this woman, a daughter of an NYC ICU doctor, reveals the horrific ways young people are dying alone from COVID-19. This is the kind, why I don't trust this woman? Because these kind of people like her believe in the ends justifying the means.
Yeah.
So when the paddleboarder got arrested, they got a quote from this marine biologist or something who said, "The virus could be in the water and it's being kicked up into the air. I wouldn't go to the beach if you paid me $1 million." And I'm like, you must really think people are stupid if you're going to argue that the literal 20 miles of beach is just a gas of miasma of virus.
Yeah.
No, dude, you can go to the beach. You'll be fine. Mind your own business, social distance, right? That's fair.
Yep.
This woman's saying ridiculously insane things. And I don't know why this is allowed. I thought COVID misinformation was supposed to get you banned.
Yeah, right.
But she says, look at
what's
this.
up
Oh, I had a patient who, her dad had a patient who needed 8 blood transfusions in a morning, even though he wasn't bleeding. The coronavirus is just eating his red blood cells faster than his bone marrow could make them. What do you mean the virus was eating his blood cells? That's not what they told us the virus did. So what is this? Are you making this up? No health expert, no doctor.
I haven't seen that yet.
The CDC has not said our blood cells are being eaten. Why is she tweeting this? And it's 8 blood transfusions. Then she says, if you're lucky enough to make it off the ventilator, why would you need a ventilator if it's your blood cells that are being eaten?
Yeah, the ventilator wouldn't work.
Right, that wouldn't work at all.
Right.
And then she says, then you get cytokine storm because your immune system, that we understand. And then she talks about like young people are having random strokes. No, dude, we've seen the data.
What?
It's almost entirely nursing homes.
Right.
She's going on a Twitter rant and lying, pushing misinformation because people in New York went out.
Yeah,
that's the response.
That star in Jersey that supposedly died, they were like, yeah, he died. And then, like,
who?
There was that lacrosse player.
Oh, yeah.
That all-star.
Yeah.
Turns out he recovered and he was fine.
What, they said he died?
Yes, they said he died.
They said he died?
Yes.
Wow.
They said he
I
died,
remember that.
and then they were actually showing a shot of him like walking out. And,
Oh,
and then they
that's
were
right,
like,
that's right, that's
we're
right.
really sorry.
I saw that, yep.
Actually.
What
And
the
we thought he died. We talked about him a couple times.
Yeah, we were
throughout
like,
the
holy
past
moly,
couple
We were
months.
terribly sorry. I saw that video
Nope.
clip. Yeah.
No, he was
He's
fine.
actually fine.
Uh-huh.
They're lying.
Yeah, I agree.
Which says, she also goes on to, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to read this. This is ridiculous.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dramatic.
She goes on and basically says, like, these people in New York are insane. They're going to have strokes and blah, 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 blah. Look, man, we get it's bad. I don't know what your obsession is with trying to make everyone think it's substantially worse than it really is.
Right.
We know it's bad. We know it's worse than many other diseases, and it's not nearly as bad as they thought it was going to be. Even, so they were projecting with social distancing 200K dead.
Right.
Then they revised it to like 80. Now it's down. It's at like 65.
Right.
And it's not stopping yet. So with social distancing, we've gotten it way down. So it's not as bad as we thought it was going to be.
Right.
It's still bad. People are still dying. But there's a bunch of other claims too that I can't even get into. The point is,
But keeping our economy closed at the point of we're losing
1 in
like-
4 people will go hungry in America. That's new
right,
projection.
exactly. That's the problem. We need to get it going again.
So here's the big point. Here's the main point I want to drive home with this. South Dakota company organizes parade thanking governor for handling of coronavirus
Thanking
crisis.
the governor.
Well, hold on, check
That's
this
what's
out.
going on. Yeah, go ahead.
So you mean to tell me that in South Dakota, the media kept saying it was a hot spot. It was getting worse, the worst in the country outside of New York.
Yeah, I did hear that.
She didn't lock it down.
What your faces are distracting.
Sorry.
That's
I'll sit
okay.
still.
She didn't lock it down, and then nothing happened.
Okay.
Where's the outbreak? Where are the
don't know.
hospitalizations?
I don't know.
They don't exist. They had, according to John Hopkins, South Dakota had like 179 hospitalizations.
Yeah. You know, and the whole second wave is coming. The second wave, you know, everyone's talking about now the bell curve, but they're like, oh, but the second wave wasn't in there. But the second wave, that's the new thing they're trying to whip up, you know. But it's like,
Now,
then we talk about Sweden again. But they aren't going to have a second wave because they are just already herd immunity.
And the World Health Organization was praising them.
They were, yeah. They flip-flopped on it.
They
yeah.
rejected
our show on
lockdown.
Friday. We talked about it.
They rejected the lockdown.
Yep.
And the World Health Organization was like, good job, Sweden.
And they won't have a second wave because it's impossible.
Herd immunity.
Everybody has it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. But we were never trying to stop a second wave.
They were just trying to, you know, lower the curve so that we can handle it all.
We were told
Well, we
consistently that people are going to die no matter what.
Yep.
We were told the same amount of people will die no matter what we do.
Yeah.
The projections were wrong. There was a lot less people. This proves that the social distancing and quarantining worked, and maybe it worked better than we realized.
Yeah.
Or maybe their projections were wrong. Regardless, we get it. It's serious.
Yep.
We get it. We'll social distance. We'll use hand sanitizer. We'll wear masks. It's time to reopen the economy so people don't starve. Because there was another story I just covered where they said 40% of bars may never reopen, bars and restaurants.
Wow. That's a huge amount.
Wow.
Yep.
40%.
So
I
even
know a lot
after
of
all this
people
is done,
their restaurants have already closed for
this
good.
unemployment is there.
man.
It's
Yep.
it's that, you know, maybe there's a lot of people who think that the goal for the lockdown, extended lockdowns, is to take advantage of the crisis to hurt Trump.
Yeah. What was your theory? You were telling me earlier today.
Which one?
Prepping the general public
war?
for war.
Well, yeah. So think
I know
about,
you were just speculating with me, but
yeah. So think about it this way: what have people been doing? They've been becoming accustomed to isolation.
yep.
Like if there's a war and a serious lockdown, you got to hide and shelter in place because of an actual conflict.
Yep.
They've been cooking their own food.
Yep.
People have been baking bread like crazy.
Only the essential wheels to keep
People-
society moving.
well, I'll get there, yeah.
Supposedly.
People are raising their kids now. They're
Okay.
actually
Yeah.
teaching their own kids, and they're at home with their kids. And then the other big factor is that all of the non-essential BS is being slowly chiseled away and destroyed.
Yeah.
So like a lot of these digital news outlets are laying people off and cutting salaries. The only jobs that are sustained are the ones we absolutely need.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of really dumb jobs
That's true.
And now people they're not going to do this anymore. So I'm not like seriously saying like I believe this is prep for a war.
Yeah.
But I do think it would help.
It makes sense though.
If there was going to be a war,
happening.
this would help.
Yeah.
The fact that we're getting people ready for isolation, locking down, that people went out and bought guns like crazy.
Yeah.
Think about it.
That's true.
Yep. You know, the one benefit to living in America is that we'll never be invaded. Never. America can do all the worst things in the world and no one can stop us. Because the moment they come here, there is a gun behind every blade of grass. Mm-hmm. Other countries have taken it away. They can't do it. So look, America, for better or for worse, is going to go send weapons and bombs, and nothing you can do. You can't come here. Mm-hmm. We're going to keep making them, and you can't stop us. Unless, I don't know, like tungsten rods from orbit.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we got spaceships ready. But,
hence the Space Force. The Space Force can actually knock the satellite out. They have this weapon that they can point. It looks like a satellite dish. It points at a satellite and disables it. We did a segment last week on it.
Cool.
It knocks out a satellite.
They revealed the first weapon that they've obtained is disabled satellites.
Yikes.
So it was right when Iran put a satellite up into space.
And then the U.S. was like,
U.S.
nope.
was like, by the way, we have a counter for that. So everything's cool, America.
The cleverest weapons the U.S. uses are the ones where you don't know it was them. So all they got to do is knock the Iranian satellite slightly out of orbit so that it crashes to Earth. And they can be like, it's a fortunate accident that happened to your
Sorry, Iran.
satellite.
Yeah,
it wasn't us.
Mm-hmm.
Or just blast microwaves or something at it. I don't know. Blind it, knock it out.
It's probably what it
does.
So look,
I don't know what we can expect. It's been kind of surreal, honestly, with the pandemic stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're all getting used to it.
That's it.
We're like after
this is normal life now.
Exactly. Yeah. And people are going to stop complaining about it. It's going to be a normal life.
I hope they don't stop complaining.
It's getting weird.
This doesn't feel normal.
Well, I'll tell you what though. When we went to LA on the way there, everybody was very serious and very strict.
Yeah.
Like we stopped at places across the entire country where they were like, "You got to wear a mask."
Yeah.
On the way back,
did you take the same route?
Same route. Identical route. We even stopped at some of the same rest stops and everything. Saw the same people.
Yeah.
The masks, the sign saying no masks, gone. I'm sorry. The sign saying must wear masks were gone. A lot of these places, people were just back to normal.
Wow.
Yup. Now in Pennsylvania, there was a lot more serious.
Once you started hitting like
no.
thicker civilization, basically.
No, just Pennsylvania.
Oh,
okay. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, probably because of the proximity to New York.
Yeah.
But like when we were in Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, there's even a little piece of West Virginia. Like everybody had a sign saying like you must wear a mask.
Going west.
And then even when we got to like New Mexico and Arizona, there was like a native in Navajo country.
Yeah.
In the reservation, got to wear a mask. On the way back, they were still making us wear masks, but a lot of the places we had been to or similar areas, nope, no more, gone.
No.
And it really felt like people stopped caring in that 1 week. But the data shows it. There was a report on this. Mother Jones wrote about it. They're saying that people have stopped caring.
Okay.
That the amount of people using driving directions with Siri on their iPhones is going way up. People are going out to the parks. Nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
This is the scary thing because it's proving the government authority doesn't work.
It's true.
Americans are an unruly bunch,
They're
man.
fed up with it.
It's not even that. They just don't care.
Yeah.
You're like, you can't do this. And then thousands of people go outside and just ignore you.
Right.
What are you going to do about it?
It's just going to prove to other people that, oh, wait, if they're doing it. That was, I have friends in New York. They're enraged. They're like, I'm quarantining in my apartment. And I look out the window and I see mad people walking around. Like why should I even stay in?
Exactly.
And that's it right there.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do? They got 8,000 police on duty at any one moment.
Right.
What are they going to do?
8,000.
They're going to go arrest literally all these people. Nope. Hand out tickets like crazy and then see what happens. You know what people don't realize about the courts in New York is that if everyone pled not guilty and demanded a jury trial, they would dismiss every single case.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the court can't handle all of the fines, citations, low-level, petty stuff, and like misdemeanors. Impossible. So they really, really rely on people pleading out. If every single person was like, I want to go to a jury trial, that's why they try and threaten you with harsher penalties for going to jury trial. Because they know if everyone did it. Could you imagine if they like give out hundreds or thousands of tickets and everyone's like, I'll have a trial.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a trial. I'm not going to pay
Hundreds of thousands of trials.
They'd be like, we're dismissing every ticket.
Yeah.
We're dismissing it all. I got to be honest. I bet they will dismiss it once things are over. They're trying to deter people now.
Maybe, yeah.
But what are they going to do? They're going to go after you for whatever this is. Although that guy who got knocked out, he already got his punishment.
Jeez.
But and I don't mean that as in a good way. The cops in New York use arrests as punishment. They know you won't get in trouble.
Right.
Like they know you're not going to get charged. Like they know you're not going to go to you're going to get the case dismissed. It won't go to trial.
Yep.
but they know that if they arrest you right now, you'll spend a weekend in jail. And so they're like, I can punish you right now. You can't do anything about it. I know that weekend is bad enough for you.
I hate that.
Yep.
Hate.
Well, what do you do about it, man?
It's true.
It's like we had criminal justice reform in New York. Crime started to go up. They did the bail reform thing where it's like certain crimes get released and then people started committing crimes over again because they weren't getting arrested.
Yep.
Or they were getting released right away. So I don't know how you deal with that, but I'll tell you what. Why don't we do one more quick segment on this this here alien thing?
Yeah, I really want to know
Talk about some
this.
aliens. Yeah, let's do it. So how's it going, everybody? Aliens are real, and we know it. No, okay, I don't know if they're real or not.
I need some proof.
Yeah.
The Pentagon has released those videos.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's talking about it. It's been, I think, like a week and a half now.
Yeah, we did a segment on it.
But those videos are old, man.
I know they are.
They're old videos.
From 2007.
I know. And Tom DeLonge, Blink-182, already released it, or formerly at Blink-182.
Oh, okay.
But check out this story from Futurism. Japan is creating protocols for dealing with UFOs. What are you going to do? You going to shoot them? What are you going to do? Well, I'll just read
Let's
it.
find out.
They say, in response to the U.S. Navy releasing its footage of UFOs, the Japanese government is now preparing for how it would handle such an encounter. The Japanese Defense Ministry says its pilots have never encountered an unidentified flying object, the Japan Times reports, but authorities want to be prepared should it happen in the future. And while the new protocols are geared toward identifying military drones, they could also serve as guidance for first contact with hypothetical aliens.
Is that different from regular aliens?
Hypothetical aliens? Yeah. Well, because they can't say real aliens.
But that's what it would be for. What?
No, it could be military tech.
Sure.
A lot of people pointed this out when I was on the Rogan podcast. I said, don't you think it's more likely that the UFOs are U.S. military?
Yeah.
And he said, like, the U.S. military doesn't have this.
Right.
So there was, like, some snarky jokes where, like, Joe Rogan going, aliens? Because, a lot of people think it makes more sense. It's just U.S. military tech and not aliens.
I'm inclined to agree with you on that side.
But Joe made the argument, like,
I know.
Could be aliens, and people were like, aliens. You know the meme?
Aliens.
The aliens guy
Of
from
course.
Ancient Aliens?
Of course.
So somebody commented, they were like, Tim Pool drove 3,000 miles to be taught, to be educated on ancient aliens by Joe Rogan. I thought it was fun, man.
It's awesome.
It was a good conversation.
Yeah, it was fun.
Here's what they say. Identified flying objects. Right now, whenever an unknown aircraft enters Japanese airspace, fighter jets are dispatched to identify where it came from, and if necessary, force it to land by firing warning shots, Japan Times reports. But because military leaders don't know whether that would work on a UFO, or even if it would be detectable from the ground, new guidelines could prove necessary. Quote, to be honest, I don't believe in UFOs. Well, hold on. Let me stop you there, Defense Minister Taro Kono. They exist. We know they exist. The Pentagon has now confirmed it. Several independent organizations have confirmed it. I'm not saying they're aliens.
Well, an unidentified flying object was confirmed, yes.
He's saying he doesn't believe in them.
Whether or not it was... No, I know.
not what he said.
I'm referring to the original video, though. It's like they just... The Pentagon just said, yeah, those videos are real. They never said those are aliens.
I didn't say they were aliens.
I know. I'm not saying that you said that.
Then why are you bringing it up? Because he said, I don't believe in UFOs.
Right.
We just saw videos of UFOs.
Well, how do you say
wrong.
you don't believe in a UFO? Because a UFO is an unidentified flying
Yeah, what the
object. It
heck?
makes
That's why
no
I'm saying
sense.
he's wrong.
Huh,
Right.
Weird.
We know they exist.
He misspoke.
He said, but because the Defense Department released such a video, I would like to hear from the U.S. side about its intentions and analysis. That's the point. He's claiming I don't believe in them even with the videos being released.
Right.
That's ridiculous. It's not even just the Pentagon putting out the videos or confirming them. It's several other organizations doing the research saying we've seen these videos.
Yeah.
It's several naval pilots being like, yo, this happened. So what are you going to do? You're going to say all these, honorable servicemen and women are just making things up and the videos were fabricated? Yeah, get out of here, man. Conspiracies. They say the new protocols are based around a scenario in which a pilot on a training or surveillance mission encounters a UFO mid-flight. If UFOs are encountered, training will be canceled immediately. A source within Japan's Air Force told the Japan Times. We will seek to identify it from a safe distance, including whether it is a drone, and report it to the Air Defense Direction Center for orders. So I believe that's the gist of what their plan is. So what should we do if there are UFOs?
Well, I mean, what they used to do is go fly over there and pop warning shots at them, be like, land. I think that's a terrible idea if it is an alien, because if it's an alien and they're like, oh, let's check this planet out. Look at that beautiful mountain. I think it's Mount Fuji. If our computers are telling us it's Mount Fuji. Yeah, wonderful. And then poof, poof, shots get fired, and they're like,
Yeah.
whoa, we're being attacked. Laser. Bzz.
So
Well,
I was
good now.
I was reading some
Just laser
comments,
them.
because a lot of people, I think it was a good conversation I had with Joe on UFOs, but we didn't get to everything we possibly could have.
Okay.
And what people don't seem to understand is that we anthropomorphize everything.
Okay.
We as humans know what a warning shot is.
Exactly.
Does a centipede?
Right. Yeah,
So
they
what
don't.
if
They have no
aliens
idea.
came here?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
what if the aliens have no concept of war?
Mm-hmm.
And so all of a sudden we're seeing that these things are flying at them, and they're just like, "What is happening? We don't understand this. This is just a threat to us." You know what I mean?
Or it's like, oh, look, it's a bug. It's
No,
a bug.
I mean there's so much we assume about aliens, right?
Okay.
So our emotions are based on the fact that we evolved the way we did, right? We love our children. We love small things with big eyes. Bugs don't feel that way. Bugs lay a bunch of eggs and then, buzz off.
Or eat some of them.
Yeah, hamsters eat their babies. So even mammals are doing messed up stuff.
Yep.
What if these aliens are more like giant bugs? Very smart giant bugs. They lay 1 million eggs. The eggs hatch and they don't care for them. They feel nothing towards them. They don't have that emotion. They wouldn't understand our concept of love and protection. It's all actually. You ever read Ender's Game or see the movie?
Yeah.
Like the alien was a hive. It didn't understand the concept of individuality.
Right.
So it thought it was just like akin to cutting hair when it was blowing us up.
Right. Exactly.
Same thing could happen here. Not only that, like they might not have they might have no concept of a warning shot. So when we shoot at them, they're like they've declared war on us.
Yep.
They've expressed hostile intentions.
Mm-hmm. Time to kill.
Not even, yeah, right. And then they're like, let's just press this button and compress space time around this entire base, and the whole thing just vaporizes.
Or this entire planet.
I was talking about this earlier. I don't know if I was talking with you about it. I was watching Star Wars. Was I talking about propulsion and stuff? A little bit.
Yeah, I think you're talking to Ian about it.
I was watching Star Wars, and the ships they fly all have propulsion.
Right.
There's jets in the back shooting out something.
Pushing them forward.
And I was like, why do we assume that? That's archaic technology.
Yeah, it's true.
We've seen videos of UFOs that they clearly don't have some kind of propulsion coming out the back. They just move. So wouldn't it make more sense that they're manipulating space to travel very quickly? Mm-hmm. And then if that's the case, wouldn't defensive shields just be ripples in space, like compression of space-time?
Yeah,
so
or
like,
using gravity in some sort, like a magnet, kind of like pushing and
gravity.
pushing and pulling, gravity to push you along.
So like I guess the general warp idea, I don't want to call it a theory. I don't know if it's a theory or whatever, but it's like you compress space-time in front of you and expand it behind you, and then you move through space as opposed to like being within it.
Yeah, okay.
So then you could theoretically go faster than light or whatever. But here's what I'm trying to say. We always have these fictional depictions of aliens based on technology from the 1950s, rocketry.
Yeah.
It's like, do you think if something was able to travel across, the
Interstellar
universe,
space, yeah.
Yeah, they would be using something we developed 70 years ago? Like we don't even know if we're still using that, and I think it's archaic. We need to. Not maybe it's not possible, but I think it would make more sense for everything we need in order to survive is to be able to manipulate the fabric of space time. I don't know. That's maybe a tall order. I get it, right?
Yep.
But then I was thinking about how would you shoot a bullet at a UFO that could manipulate space? It could literally just blink and be in a different position. Or the bullet would actually go to it, but then because space-time is warped or compressed, the bullet would just, to us, look like it goes through it or around it, or
around it,
you wouldn't even be able to see it.
Or just simply disappear.
Yeah. Depending on how they manipulate space.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine, based on the way they've described how these UFOs move, they're manipulating space in some capacity or something like that. So what do you think they're doing?
Hold on there. I mean, let me just ask you.
Yeah.
Do you think aliens exist?
Yes.
Cool.
Of course they do.
Okay.
I mean,
In the fact that they're flying around here? Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
All right.
There's I mean, it's possible. Mm-hmm. Like one of the things we talked about on the Rogan podcast is, what if we're like ants to them? And so, like, we don't care about the anthill. It's like we don't even pay mind to it.
Right.
And he was, Joe was saying, like, no way, man. They're like, they're looking at our planet and they're seeing these like crude attempts at traveling off planet. They're probably interested in it. Just like we study ants.
Yeah.
We do. Not everybody cares, but some people study.
Right.
So if we really were like ants, and this is a good point, perhaps the aliens that are coming are just like the entomologists of the alien race.
Right.
They're like, ooh, let's go look at these little ant critters and see what they're up to.
There was an interesting theory that we talked about last week about it being humans from the future.
Yeah.
Going back
we
to
mentioned
study
that on Rogan.
history.
Yep.
Yeah, it was interesting.
And
I
the reason
dug into that a little bit.
And the reason why they're not as prominent as they were in
Yeah.
the past is because in the future they know it's a cell phone era. And so they're like, oh, you can't go to this time period because it's the cell phone period.
Right.
But they can travel back in time to, the 50s, 60s, see, rocketry, war, and all that stuff.
You think crop circles are all just a hoax?
Probably.
Just artists? Corn
dude,
artists?
the Nazca lines are crazy.
The Nazca lines. Actually, about the Nazca lines, it's almost like they knew something was out in space looking down at them, and they're like, oh, look at the animals that we have here. It's kind of the vibe I get, Because what were they doing that for?
Did you see
This
the
was
Rogan
a long
episode
time ago.
where the dude said the Sphinx was actually like from 9000 BC?
I haven't seen that episode, but I know about the Sphinx. Yeah,
Being much older than we thought.
Much older.
And I also briefly mentioned this on on Rogan's podcast because
Mm-hmm.
it's like we don't really know.
Exactly.
We don't know our own history.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
our
why
history is
that's
just
why I
gone.
brought up the Venus.
Yeah, I know your
pseudo
Venus
theory.
idea, yeah.
It's not my idea.
I didn't know that was
No, this is
already established.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
like,
okay.
like I didn't make this up.
Cool.
It's like, so for those that aren't familiar, it's the
I'm
idea.
I'm a little sad because I thought
Too,
you did.
What the heck?
There's like I don't want to call it a theory, whatever you want to call it, but it's like an idea
not?
that's floated
It's a theory.
around. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, theory because
say
it tends to be established in some capacity, but the idea is that Venus was once a planet much like Earth, and a runaway greenhouse effect started destroying the atmosphere and the environment, just much like they're saying we're doing now. So, U.S. or I shouldn't say U.S. but like governmental forces, U.S. That's Venus. Governmental powers of some sort created a giant vessel to get off Earth, to terraform and colonize Earth, which was barren and empty, and then they terraformed it. And then the Ark, the ship, took the DNA of every possible animal they could. So 2 of every animal,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
story. The Great Flood, yes, global warming, flooded their planet, destroyed it. The greenhouse effect wiped everything out. So they got in the big ship, flew away, but very few people actually survived. So what ends up happening is you have this newly terraformed Earth, barely terraformed. You immediately drop all this potential new life, starts growing and adapting and evolving over tens of thousands of years. So it's not completely identical to the life that was on the other planet. And then the few humans that are now on this planet have no access to technology. They have no access to the previous world. Most of them, like an insurance salesman, has no idea how to smelt ore.
Yeah.
So then he has kids. Those kids have never experienced life in a technological advanced society. So they create a book saying like, here's what you got to do, and here's why you got to do it.
Yeah.
2 or 3 generations go by, it's magic.
Yep.
No one knows anymore.
It sounds awfully familiar. Like we're on a planet. It's kind of run away right now. I mean,
Elon Musk is building his Mars ship.
Elon Musk is like, we got to live on Mars.
That's what I was saying to
Earth is
to Joe. It's like you go to Mars, you have 20 families. They all know what Earth is like. They have kids. The kids don't.
Yep.
Then those kids have kids, and Earth is just a fantasy to them.
Yep.
It's like a dot in the sky they've never seen, have never been to. 40,000 years later, they're going to be like, Earth is, we sent a satellite to Earth and it was just acid rain. It destroyed the satellite. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
It's just a wasteland. We live on Mars.
Venus 2.0.
Yup. But I guess we'll find out eventually. Perhaps what's going to happen, and this is these are all like joke theories, is that we're being buttered up, Yeah. They're getting us ready.
Aliens.
Because look, now that the Pentagon has said, yes, these videos are real, what comes next is a sighting. And then there's a story, it's like this person claims to have seen a UFO, just like the Pentagon described. Mm-hmm. Then 6 months go by and it's 3 or 4 sightings. 6 months go by and it's like, oh wow, there were like 12 or 30.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden there's a ship floating over New York for a few minutes and then leaving. And then everyone's seen it and they're like, these things keep appearing, what are they? And they butter us up so that when they finally do first contact, it's like, that's what the aliens were doing. Because if they just did it right now, people would be like, aliens, what do we do? Shoot them, run, hide.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I have more faith in people. I feel like they'd be like, yeah, but we're not really that surprised.
Nah, nope. Trump would come out and he'd be like, we are very grateful to announce aliens have made first contact, and I am going to personally meet them, and we are going to have a very peaceful, very prosperous relationship. And then everyone in the media would be like, Trump is siding with the enemy. The aliens will kill us, kill them before they kill us. People would go riot. It would be chaos. Yep. Or Trump could come out and be like, we must not trust the aliens.
Yeah.
They are a potential threat. And then every media would be like, the aliens are our friends. Trust them. Bend the knee. Bow to them. It's like, you know what, man? Nah, dude. People would go nuts, and it would be bedlam.
Yeah, probably.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Let's jump to the super chats as we begin our sign off here We are a little bit over time. It's okay. We're back, everybody. So we're a little bit over. But make sure you follow me. Oh, there we go.
Yep. Oh,
Right there.
Oh, there you go.
Boom.
At Timcast and at Adam Krigler, Instagram, Twitter, because you can send story ideas to Adam on Twitter.
Yes, send them my way. It's great. You
And
guys
then
help me a lot.
We use them for the show. And then also make sure to hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and subscribe if you haven't. And jump in the Super Chats. We are going to now read your Super Chats to the best of my abilities. Okay, yeah, so there's only a few more, and then we're gonna carry on, but we got some to read. Let's see. Seamus McBride says, look into the actual Justice Warrior. Also, y'all lost the game. Man, the game. I haven't considered that since I was a teenager.
I hate losing the game.
Blinky Bill says, Ark crashed on the dark side of the moon. Conspiracy? That's why they are sketchy about what astronauts have seen there. Ooh, alien base.
Can't wait to go back.
Grant Thompson says, this was brought up already, but I need this to be clear. Trudeau's list includes 1,500 or so firearms banned mostly on cosmetics rather than function. A segment on this would be appreciated. CBC is in the PM's pocket. Oof. EEF says high risk equals old and sick. Rest 99.999% fine. Yeah. KVH says, have you ever thought of streaming on Twitch? It's a huge platform for live streams. I think spreading your knowledge on other platforms is important. I think we could actually stream to both simultaneously somehow.
Really?
Yeah.
We should figure that out.
Yeah, I can figure that out.
Yeah, that'd be great.
K98 Killer says the nurses making all the crazy fear porn claims on Twitter are just Karens looking for their 15 seconds of fame. Truth be damned. Karens. Yep. Democracy says a friend told me he talked to a respiratory doctor doing C19 testing by Daytona Beach, Florida. They said it's behaving like sickle cell attacking red blood cells. Oh, wow. So maybe that's whatever this thing is creepy. Zencats said, what is it with you, Tim, thinking conservatives don't care about injustices? Your view of conservatives is outdated. Did I say that? They don't care about injustices?
I don't remember hearing that.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't think so. Bloody Bleeder says, how do you reach smug rich kids telling people to stay home with their full refrigerators and pantries? Exactly.
Yeah.
Cracklin says, is some part of you just a little disappointed that no zombies came out of this pandemic? Other than Biden, obviously. Look, man, we did whole segments on why zombie apocalypses would not be fun. And these millennials are like, it'd be so cool, I'd be a hero. No, you'd be a zombie.
Yeah, you would be a zombie.
You'd be the first zombie. Jason says, Australia is preparing us for government tracking. Great. Yep, it's coming fast, huh? Count Drago says, thank you guys for your unbiased transparency. Watch daily. Appreciate it.
Cool.
Emo Da Drum says, do you think the United States of America will eventually adopt the CCP's authoritarian style of government? Or do you think America will continue to stay as free as we believe we are? Maybe, but man, like I said, we are an unruly bunch. You know, like they can't even get people in New York to stay home. And those are the people supposedly claiming we should stay home.
That's so accurate. We are unruly.
Yeah. The Otaku Chicago says, bad news. Illinois now has a mask order. Not joking. I mean, we've had it here in Jersey for a long time.
Yep.
You can't go to the store without a mask.
Yep. It's true.
Let's see. Wim says, Thunderfoot, it was ducks. See his video. All right. Sarah Zen, thanks for becoming a member.
Thank you.
Where are we at? Deplorable Pirate says, your destruction is the will of the gods, and we are the instrument, the covenant from Halo. Joseph says, Futurama ship moves space. The ship stays put. That's right. Yeah.
Nice.
AJ Starhiker says, the weapon mistake was how the Earth Minbari War in Babylon 5 started. Minbari. The Minbari opened their weapon ports as being open, honest. Humans opened fire because they thought it was a threat. Yep, that's a really good point. Yeah. Like there's actually an episode of Futurama where they're delivering weapons to a gang planet.
Okay.
And Leela sees that she opens the crate she's not supposed to and sees their weapons. And she's like, oh, we're delivering weapons. We can't. So Bender bends them all so they're backwards. Then when they deliver them, it turns out the gangs were like, no, we want to end the war. And we gave you these weapons as a sign of trust. We want to make sure that, you trust that we don't want to fight. And so they take all the broken weapons and it hurts them. And they're like, they're declaring war on us.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Austin says, even when things look bad, just remember that not all is lost when there is still bread and wine. There's always going to be some kind of alcohol. Professor says, so Venus could terraform Earth, but not just fix Venus? Yes, because what happened was, as we're preparing to colonize Mars, we start seeding it, dropping resources, doing a very limited alteration of the environment. Venus had 10 billion people all fighting with each other because their president was orange and they didn't like him. And so they couldn't agree on anything. And then one billionaire started building a spaceship saying, I'm getting out of here. And his name was Noah. And the planet was collapsing and they couldn't agree and they fought and then it fell apart and he left. And, that's kind of the general idea. Sean Stormgem says, your theory sounds like Horizon Zero Dawn. That game is awesome, by the way. You played that?
I haven't, but I see it on the shelf over there.
It's a good
And
game, dude.
I
It's
know,
amazing.
and people have been telling me like you got to play it.
You should play it.
So
Absolutely.
I will. Definitely.
It's really clever. It's like the fighting style is interesting because you're fighting giant robots.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's tough. Like you got to use
like tough games.
clever tactics to take the machines down.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
It gets easier later on when you get better weapons, obviously.
Of course.
But it's a cool game.
And you know all them.
It's like shooting an
ways to kill
arrow
them.
at a giant robot. It barely does anything.
Ding.
Yep. You have to like knock off strategic plates and like target their weak points and stuff.
Dope. That sounds good.
Good game, dude.
Cool.
Sean says, Wolfalt says, sometimes you can tell the public the truth. Sometimes you can't tell the public the truth. You must show them. A deeply entrenched enemy who controls the vast majority of communications, only defeated by game theory. Interesting. Go says, O.J. Simpson 2020, Orange versus the Juice. Caesar says, Politico is currently getting dragged for using Chinese Twitter against Trump. I saw that. That's ridiculous. Andrew Starr says, it was masterful what you did on Rogan. Way to flip the narrative with poise and calm. Much respect for handling that crappy situation. What situation?
Yeah, someone actually tweeted at me that you held your own when Joe attacked you.
He attacked me?
And and this was before I actually saw the podcast, so I was like kind of like waiting for it through the whole podcast. And then I got to the end and I was like, what? I don't know.
Some people are, I think, were pointing out that Rogan said something like there are some people who started saying things and then accidentally getting praise from right wingers. So they started drifting that direction.
Okay.
And then I responded, or there's the inverse. The people who get attacked for not holding a position and then are beaten into submission.
Right. Okay.
Some people I did see on social media saying like, oh, Joe almost got Tim, but then Tim flipped it on him. And I was like, my response to that is my opinion hasn't changed. When I worked for Fusion, it was living in Miami, and Fusion was a social justice digital outlet. I did a segment on, I think it was Harvard doing a black-only graduation or something, and I was very critical of it. I had the same opinions then as I do now, and I was working for a social justice news organization, and so they started calling me a white supremacist at the company. Some people did. Yeah, so it's like my opinions didn't change.
Within the company they were?
Yeah, there were like some employees, they were like, Tim's a men's rights activist, white supremacist or whatever. Because I said something like, we should treat people equally no matter what their race is. And they were like, how dare you? But my opinions have changed a little bit. But I'll tell you what, man. Who cares if that's the case?
Yeah.
Like if you have an idea and your idea is wrong and someone comes to you and says, hello, Tim, I appreciate you engaging in the subject. Let me explain why you're wrong. And then I read that and go, oh, wow, I was wrong. Isn't that the way things are supposed to be?
Right. Admitting you're wrong. What's wrong with that?
But think about it the other way.
It's amazing.
In the culture war, the people who become leftists typically are beaten into submission and they say ridiculous things that make no sense because they're scared of the mob.
Yeah.
High profile.
It does feel that way.
You know, there's a very high profile left-wing YouTuber who I think does a good job, who used to be very fair and then got attacked and canceled and all of a sudden started pushing, refusing to debate, refusing to have conversations, and just went the full SJW route because they were terrified little whiny babies.
I don't think I know who you're talking about.
No, you're not supposed to. The point is, on the left, the people in the culture war are attacked and insulted and terrified into supporting those causes. Okay. On the right, they're offered a beer and a conversation.
Yeah.
So what do you think's going to happen to a regular American who's moderate, who's traditionally been like, I'm interested in figuring out who to vote for, and along comes a dude in a red cap and says, hey buddy, got your beer, you want to have a seat? I'd be like, that sounds great, I like beer. Well, I actually don't, but if you had me like a seltzer with some lime in it, I'd be like, this is fantastic. I'm enjoying your company and having an intellectual conversation. If you come to me and you say, F you, you bigot Nazi mother effer, I'm going to be like, you get away from me. I don't care what you have to say. You're a creep.
Yep. Yeah, that's
Some
accurate.
people are scared and they're beaten to submission. Some people aren't. All right, let's see. Where are we at? IMD Bowl says, Mars doesn't have a magnetic field to protect the atmosphere. We can't terraform it if any atmosphere we generate will escape into space. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah, it's too
Plus,
thin.
the magnetic field protects us from solar ejections.
Yep.
The Waltman says, thoughts on Japan spending roughly $2 billion to move all manufacturing out of China. Good.
Awesome.
Good for them.
We
Triple
should follow
says,
suit.
in Australia, some news has been saying they wouldn't release the lockdown unless 70% of people install a government tracking app.
Oh, gosh.
I wouldn't. Super free. I mean, we already have it. Google just gives them the data.
That's a good point.
Super Free Education says, had to spend money to debunk the fake news sickle cell doesn't attack red blood cells. It is an inherited condition. Oh, interesting.
Okay. Good to know.
Thomas Dean says, putting MRAs and white supremacists in the same category is nonsense. And they did that. Like, I swear to God. I had someone be like, you're a men's rights activist. I'm like, what? First of all, I don't know anything about men's rights activists. This is when I was
Right.
working at Fusion.
Yeah.
And I was like, never said anything about this. Why are you bringing this up? It's because it's the only thing they had. It was like, to them, it was like, wow, big, boogeyman.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that, we are over time. We're going to wrap up. So make sure you follow me at Timcast. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell. Subscribe. We will have segments up from the show tomorrow. They go up every single day. We do the show Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. It's been a couple weeks. I'm getting back to it. But no, seriously, thanks for hanging out. And we will see you all in the next show tomorrow night.
Yep.
Adios, everybody.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.